All right. Well, a very good evening and namaskar to everyone. We would like to request everybody to please kindly come inside, take your seats. We will be starting our program shortly. We will take next 5 to 10 minutes maximum. Then we will kickstart the entire program, and we do have a great program lineup for all of you. Meanwhile, we would like to request all the people who are standing outside. We would like to request everybody to please come inside, take your seats, be comfortable. We all are going to have a great evening all together. Thank you. Well, a very good evening, everyone. First of all, we would like to request everybody, please settle down yourself first. And do let me know whenever you people are ready with a big round of applause. I think this evening required a big round of applause. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Realty and More's present R&M Podium, co-powered by DLF Omex SKA, associated with CRC, Max Estates, Nirala, Pratik Group, and VVIP, supported by Gulshan, Mixan, and Yamuna Accessory Industrial Development Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ekta Tiwari, and it's given me immense pleasure to welcome each one of you present out here, and thank you once again for joining us here and taking your time out. Well, this is going to be a proud moment for us because for Realty and More, this is our 6th edition of R&M Podium, an initiative marking its 12th year in this September. Well, quickly take a flashback for the last decade. We have seen a lot. All the people who are sitting here, we already know that throughout this decade, we have seen lots of ups and downs. We have seen a lot of talented and innovative market players creating a huge impact in our real estate industry. And also we have witnessed so many new names entering as a shark, creating an impact which actually outshine like anything. What a beautiful journey for all of us. We as Realty and More, we are proud to tell everybody that we are the eyewitness of all of your achievement. I think this is going to be a proud moment for all of us because whenever we talk about us, we stay true to the spirit of honest journalism. With this continuous support, encouragement, and belief in us, Team R&M is full of hope and determination to keep moving forward. Well, in this entire evening, we all are going to talk about us. We are going to talk about all the current scenarios, and most importantly, how we are all are going to grow together, innovate, and come up with the best of the best solution, which is going to create people's dream. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, I want everybody, give yourself a big round of applause, and let's kickstart the celebration. We would like to begin this program by lighting the lamp. And to begin this, I want everybody to please help me out to welcome our chief guest, none other than Mr. Sanjay Reddy, Chairman, UP RERA. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome Mr. Palash Roy, Editor, Realty and More. A big round of applause for the team, of course, and of course, Palash, sir. Also, we would like to welcome Mr. Sanjay Sharma, Director, SKA Group. A big round of applause for him. Mr. Getamber Anand, CMD ATS. Mr. Jatin Goel, ED Omex. Mr. Prashant Tiwari, CMD Pratik Group. Mr. Suresh Garg, CMD Nirala. Mr. Salil Kumar, Director, CRC. And Mr. Deepak Kapoor, Director, Gulshan. Now we would like to request our distinguished guests, all our dignitaries. Let us all light the lamp. Whenever we light the lamp, we always chant this mantra, says, Shubham Karoti Kalyanam, Arogyam Dhan Sampada, Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya, Deep Jyotir Namaskati.
Sarvakareshu Sarvada.
Also, I would like to call Mr. Neeraj Gulati, MD Esotec. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to all the market leaders, the most promising names from our industry.
Nirvignam kuru me deva sarvakareshu sarvada. वक्रतुंड
Well, gentlemen, we would like to request all of you to please do line up yourself for the one group photograph. We really want to click this moment. Once again, this is going to be the most awaited moment for Realtynmore. We are here to celebrate our 6th edition of R&M Podium, co-powered by DLF Omex SKA, associated with CRC, Max Estate, Nirala, Pratik Group, and GVIP, supported by Gulshan, Mixon, and Yamuna Expressway Industrial Development Authority. Thank you. Well, after the lamp lighting ceremony, now we would like to take this moment of pride. We are very proud to tell all of you that we have with us our chief guest, and on behalf of all of us, we would like to request Mr. Sanjay Sharma, Director, SKA Group, and also Mr. Jatin Goel, Executive Director, Omex, to please do welcome our chief guest, Mr. Sanjay Reddy. We request sir to please join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, can we have a big round of applause? I think let's make it more special, come on. We would like to present you bouquet, sir. Thank you for sharing your valuable time. Also, I would like to request Mr. Plash Roy, Editor, Realtynmore, and Mr. Prashant Tiwari, CMD Pratik Group, to please present the shawl. I think this is going to be the very valuable moment for all of us. We request to please do come up on the stage. I think, sir, so please, we request you to please join on stage. सर शॉल पहनाने का जो ये मौका है तो ये सम्मान है हमारे लिए, तो हम चाहते हैं हम सभी लोगों की तरफ तक आप तक ज़रूर पहुँचे. एक बार और ज़ोरदार ताली हो जाए एवरीवन. Thank you. Okay, now I request Palash sir to please be on stage, because this is going to be your evening, your celebration. And I think one more time, ladies and gentlemen, we want all of you to please give a big round of applause for the Realtynmore team. I think fabulous work, and I'm going to hand over this moment to Mr. Palash Roy, editor, and we request you to please do welcome and also share few words to us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I welcome Sanjay Reddy, sir. Thank you for coming here, all the developers, the agents, promoters. I thank everybody from the bottom of my heart to be here on the 6th edition of R&M Podium. I know how busy your schedule is, Sanjay sir. UP being the largest state with largest number of real estate projects and largest number of complaints and grievances. So probably you are one of the busiest person in the Indian real estate industry, handling so many cases, so many grievances, and there are pressures from multiple sides, from the buyers, from the promoters. They have their own grievances, buyers have their own, agents have their own, and we thought we shall get together and try to find out some solutions and discuss and consider and deliberate some of the issues. At the end of the session, I think we would be able to reach at some solution or some way, so that our journey ahead becomes smoother, both the industry, for the home buyers, for everybody. We are here to listen to Sanjay sir. I think all of us are eagerly waiting to hear him. So I would thank all of you, the IPCs, the developers, the agents, everybody who have come here, taken out their time. And I would now request Sanjay sir to come and address the gathering. Thank you. Thank you.
All my dear promoters who are operating in this great state of Uttar Pradesh, my friend Palash of the R&M magazine, agents who are participating in today's conference, It's great pleasure. I have come to this venue, I think this is my second time. And it is nice interacting with industry because you are one of the key stakeholder other than the real estate agents and home buyers. Yesterday, rather day before yesterday, there was a meeting in the Prime Minister's office, which happens every month around 26th of every month or 27th. And mega projects are monitored. But since last few months, a lot of complaints are going under the public grievance mechanism of Government of India, which is directly monitored by the Prime Minister's office. So the Honorable Prime Minister, he chairs this meeting of Pragati, and you must have read it in the newspaper, his feelings regarding the real estate sector. He wants a very vibrant real estate sector because all of us understand that for the next 2 decades, real estate sector will play a major role in the growth of the country in terms of GDP and the spin-offs. Because when we talk of any industry, it's not the core industry, the ancillary industry, the material supply industry, in real estate, the machinery, those who supply machines, or they are service providers of various tools, equipments and machines, the labor class, everybody benefits from this spin-off. Not only that, all the other ancillary industries in terms of air conditioning, electrical equipment manufacturers, etc., they all benefit. So we had done a study internally in the government, and we have come to this conclusion that for roughly next 20 years, real estate in Uttar Pradesh and as well as in the country, in all states, will give a good boost. I'll not go into numbers and bore you with numbers or be very heavy on numbers. You all know those numbers because you are into this business. We, since last 2018, my predecessor had tried to build the basic structure of UP RERA. We are trying to build upon that. Many times we are able to consult you or Narretco or CREDAI, and many times we are unable to do that because of paucity of time. But now we have decided that we will have a regular interface with CREDAI and Narretco so that your feedback also comes from time to time. We in Uttar Pradesh, UP RERA had worked hard in many areas. One, we have tried to streamline the complaint redressal or disposal mechanism, which was slightly not matured enough to address the complaints. So there were problems both for the home buyers as well as for the promoters, especially wrong RC getting issued. Then the RCs are, it hits either the promoter or the home buyer. Then you come to the authority to say the RC has not been rightly issued, because every little RC, a small RC, has a financial implication. And against a promoter, if there are 100 RCs and if there is 1 lakh rupees excess in the RC, it means 100 lakhs, which means a crore. So it's a big amount. So when you aggregate it, it really impinges and hits the investor. So what we are trying to do, that A, we are trying to make the system transparent as much as possible. B, we are trying to streamline within our resources, available resources, because just before the conference, informally I was telling, and many of you know, that UP RERA is the smallest RERA in the country with the largest area in the country, highest population 24 crores, that's the population of Uttar Pradesh. We have 75 cities to handle, and let me tell you that earlier there were only few districts, which was Gautam Buddha Nagar, Ghaziabad, Meerut, Lucknow and Kanpur, or say Agra. Now, last year, 2024, when we had sanctioned the highest number of projects, which is 261, around 62 projects were in the NCR and around 199 projects were in non-NCR. So now projects have started coming in Ayodhya, and let me tell you, the costliest per square feet unit which is getting sold is in Ayodhya, 1 lakh rupees per square feet. That's the cost. And people are buying. And it is getting sold. Then Gorakhpur. Then Prayag. Many number of projects are coming in Varanasi, Jhansi, Agra, Mathura also. Mathura, Agra, Kanpur. So now many divisional headquarters, Saharanpur, Muradabad, Bareilly, big number of projects are coming. So last year we had sanctioned from 2018 the highest number of projects, 261. So what I am trying to say is that we are trying to make it transparent, user friendly, both in terms of the complaint disposal, and then the second part which directly hits the, or where the promoters interface directly, is the registration and extension. And why I have told you the numbers is to just to say that many people feel that the number of registration being done in Uttar Pradesh is less. No. It is the high. Delayed train, so the railway policy is कि now let it get delayed. Even a super fast, if it gets delayed, is given a side track, and an express train is allowed which is running on time. So you can imagine if you get stuck up in a delayed train, you feel very bad because it got delayed for half an hour, then 1 hour, then 2 hours, then 3 hours. So we have now issued notice to around 200 promoters for their projects, 200 projects, whereby they have not given the basic document of a sanctioned map, revised sanctioned map, so that we can take up their application for extension. So now, when we realize that this number is going from 100 to 200, more than 200, and therefore we take up equal number of applications on any day when we do the meeting. Generally we do minimum 2 to 3 authority meetings every month. And it starts at 3 after the courts are over, because all the members and the chairman, we hold courts. And from that to night 7:30, 8:30, you all and your technocrats, bureaucrats also sit in that meeting. It goes up to sometimes 8:30. My other members say ki start at 3:30 but end it up at 6:30. But it goes up to 8:30. So my request would be, and our endeavor would be and should be for us also as a self-discipline, that any project when once applied, from the date of application before the expiry of 30 days, we should be able to issue Form C to you digitally on our portal so that you can start your work on time. Time is essence in a real estate project. Completion is an essence in a real estate project, and timely delivery is the biggest factor and I would say the best essence in a real estate project, because that builds your goodwill and that builds the general reputation of the developers as a whole and the real estate sector as a whole. So therefore, now we have started getting projects through NCLT, through Section 15. We have tried a good number of projects through Section 8. My predecessor, they were very, very active on this and they were very, very positive on it, and they had gone for 20 projects under Section 8. To be specific, I think it's 19. With great efforts, we could complete 3 projects successfully, and perhaps 2 more projects or 3 more projects we may be able to do it. Rest of the projects is not going by an inch. Now, let me tell you, and you can verify it from your friends in the industry, no other state has tried or attempted to take projects under Section 8. It's UP which has done it, and let me tell you, taking a project under Section 8 is the easiest thing which the chairman RERA or the authority can do. But executing a project under Section 8 is the most difficult task to perform, because it has its own sets of problems and very complicated problems. But now we have projects where the NCLT had asked the IRP or stroke RP to do. I would request that here a lot of brainstorming would be required, because these projects are also not simple, because they have gone into ICU and they are of nursing hand. And therefore, I would request all of you, the bodies, CREDI and NAREDCO, to please sit and please do deliberation with respect to projects which are coming through NCLT, because we have already received 3 to 4 projects through NCLT. 3-4, a new promoter has been put in the shoes of the old promoter, and few through IRPs or RPs. So a lot of brainstorming is required there. Then again, a lot of brainstorming is required for projects to be taken under Section 8. A lot of requests, demand. Now people are going to High Court and saying direct RERA to take this project under Section 8. So we are telling High Court, the law does not allow us to take it suo moto. The promoter and the association of allottees should have to come forward, and there are some basics which they have to agree to, then only RERA can interfere. Because RERA is not that omniparous, very powers which are very penetrative that we can go and pass any order. We are within the 4 walls of the RERA Act 2016, the rules 2016 and the rules 2018. We can't go an inch beyond that. So all of us, whether it is RERA, promoters, home buyers, allottees, all of us are within those boundaries. I would request, I had requested the office bearers, the presidents and other office bearers of NAREDCO and CREDI many times that, and I again reiterate that point, that please, for God's sake, you please, because you have a lot of consultants with you. More than that, you yourself have a lot of experience, because you have run those projects. You know what are the industry problems. Like in NCR, as all of us know, the NGT issue of which starts around mid-December to mid-February. So these are localized problems. Prayag has a different problem, which now we are facing, is the religious programs which happen there. Like during Kumbh, for 5-6 months, Prayag Development Authority or any of the promoter was unable to get any material in. For 3 months, the Kumbh celebrations were there. A lot of highest number of people, you all know the numbers who have poured in to take a dip in Holy Ganga. So every city has some sort of problem. NCR has some special problems. So CREDAI and NAREDCO should sit, especially if not the national body, not the state body, the regional body, because you have regional bodies for NCR also. You please sit, do some brainstorming and give us the recommendations. Then we can have a small conference either in NCR office, in RERA NCR office or at Lucknow. Well, Lucknow would be more convenient because all our technocrats and all our manpower would be there to support us. So please walk 2-3 steps more and help us in developing some systems, because once we say we have to develop for Section 8, it's not that I issue an OM. It is not simply that an OM is issued and put on portal, notified on portal. No, I have to develop that portal also. I have to train my manpower also. Sometimes I have to appoint consultants to take care of that particular, because Section 8 we appoint consultants to monitor and handhold the projects which are under Section 8. We have an empaneled list of consultants to do hand-holding of projects under Section 8. So anything we do, whether it is Section 8, Section 15, projects which are coming through NCLT, we have to take steps on 2-3 fronts: develop the IT infrastructure, work on the portal, issue standard operating procedures, develop some proformas, work with you, and then again keep on developing it, because it's not the first office order after discussing with you or as per the law we issue. Then when you implement it, 2-3 new problems come. There are some problems very specific to a district or a city or a project. Then we have to then see how we can address within the framework of the policy for whatever it is, whether Section 8 or 15 or whatever it is. So my humble submission, it's a very bright future, and all of us know that, all of you know and all of us know, the whole world knows that around September, October, November 23 onwards, there is a boom in the real estate sector, especially in the NCR area, both Gautam Buddha Nagar, Ghaziabad, and also in Gurgaon and other neighboring NCR districts. So the future of real estate sector is good. Many projects which were going near red are now fully into the green zone. You all know that. So therefore, we should take this opportunity and come up with not only new projects, but also try to take those projects which are near red or have gone bad, not with any malafide, but because of the situation of COVID, etc., and try to bring it back on the rails. I promise, till I am on the chair, we will do everything to make the system transparent, to do ease of doing business, to make the industry grow, because unless and until you bring investment, no more stocks would come up. This is very sure. Without money, not even one unit can be constructed. So money has to come, and big money has to come. You are the investors, you have to develop the stock. Then only affordable housing dream of the Government of India and the state government can be made possible. And stocks can be made available for the home buyer. So please think with a positive set of mind. With positive mindset, both RERA and the industry and the other stakeholders like agents, home buyers, we all can work. You all are aware that earlier agents were not trained, not certified. Since last 1 year we are working on it, and since last 6 months we have trained more than 500 agents. They have been trained, a 4-day training program. Poor fellows at the age of 50 and 55, some of them, not all, have to undergo exam. Their grandchildren are appearing for exams and they are also appearing for exams. And their biggest pain point is they should not fail, because they are telling their children and grandchildren, you should score good marks. तो कहते सर हम फेल हो जाएंगे तो हमारे बच्चे और नाती पोती बोलेंगे दादाजी फेल हो गए. So they take it very seriously. Despite that, 1 or 2 fail, so we give them one more opportunity, and then all of them have passed. Now they are proper trained certified agents, and I would request that these agents will be of quite a help to the industry in discharging their duties, because we are also training them how to behave. Today the agent doesn't only interact with some male member. There are many single female earners who buy flats, so they have to interact with them. We tell them what should be your dress code when you are interacting with a lady, because in UP the problem is you have 20 grams of pan parag in your mouth and then you are talking to your customer. So we give them soft skills, we give them training of what you have to do, what is your responsibility towards the promoter, what is your responsibility towards the home buyer, and against about yourself also. So now they are well trained, certified agents. Even with respect to agent training, if you have any feedback, you are most welcome to do that. And whatever are your recommendations through your bodies, you please give it to us. But what I would like, that the impression which the highest authority in the country, the Honorable Prime Minister, had reflected 2 days back, that there is a problem in real estate, this impression should go. And we are meeting at a very right juncture. Just 48 hours from the meeting time we are having this conference. I would request the real estate sector in NCR, because whatever happens in Gorakhpur doesn't go to Delhi. This is the gateway to UP. Whatever happens in Noida and Ghaziabad and NCR immediately reaches. And let me tell you, the people who petition the Prime Minister's office under public grievance is all from NCR. Hardly 5% are from non-NCR, because here they are all qualified, educated people. They write everywhere that RERA is useless, promoter is not doing this, not doing that. They write 10 page, 20 page petitions. Someday some of your office bearers can come and I can show you some of the petitions. So, but administratively we don't take that into account, because we have a step which they have to follow, that is file a complaint under section 31, and there is no administrative power to handle such public grievances. But nonetheless, this gives us a feedback of what is happening in the market. But as I see the sun bright since September, October 23, I have all the hopes that we will be doing very good. And with all of you with so much of experience, I have experience of just 2 years, less than 2 years. You have experience of 20, 30, 40 years. So with all your experience, let's hope and pray that UP real estate does really good, and we should be on the top when the list of the states are put in order. In many matters, UP is at number 1, but in some matters we are at serial number 2 and 3. So on all important parameters, UP should be at serial number 1 at the top of, because we hold that promise, right? With these, my request, I would not actually put a stop to my the list of requests, but for the day, I think this much is enough for us to ponder over and think positively and come to very good recommendations, which I promise that UP RERA will take it forward. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for sharing all the valuable insights. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, with this, now it is our time to talk about the purpose of this gathering. Well, this evening program includes 3 engaging panel discussion followed by the relaxed session over drinks and dinner. Now it is our time to talk about our first panel discussion. The topic of our discussion is regulatory framework, the growth enabler. And our moderator for the session is Mr. Palash Roy, editor, Realty and More. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to our panelists. We have Mr. Sanjay Reddy, Chairman, UP RERA. Also, I would like to request Mr. Getamber Anand, CMD ATS, to please join our dignitaries upon stage. Can we have a big round of applause? Come on, everyone. We really need a good energy. Also, we would like to request Mr. Sanjay Sharma, Director, SKA Group. Mr. Suresh Garg, Director, Nirala. Mr. Sanjeev Ailawadi, Head of Legal, Max Estate. First of all, welcome to all the panelists. And now I would like to request our moderator, Mr. Palash Roy, to please start the session.
Thank you all. I would start the discussion now. Sanjay sir, I would start with you. It has been almost 2 years that you have taken charge. What transparency steps have you taken in last 2 years and which are beneficial for the sector, for both the home buyers as well as the promoters?
See, you must have seen that earlier we were issuing many regulations, office memorandums or SOPs, which were not getting notified on the same day on the portal. Some of the notifications, not by any malafide intention, but by sheer, say, negligence or mistake, it didn't got uploaded on the portal. See, first step is, whatever rules is made by the government, so that gets notified. The regulations and the SOPs and office memorandums, they have to be notified. We are notifying it on the same day, the moment it is signed. Within half an hour, it is on the portal. I have made a group of promoters. I'm trying to add as many as possible. And many of you must be getting directly on your WhatsApp the various regulations and notifications which I am sending. So I have made a group of broadcast in which roughly more than 50, 60 promoters are there. All major promoters are there, and I'm trying, whoever comes in my contact, I take his phone number and I put it in it and I add it into that broadcasting group. So that's the first step which we had done. Secondly, on all major important parameters, like for example, you file an application for registration. Our time limit is 30 days. We have to accept it or reject it. But what we do, we now within 7 days to 9 days, you would get a letter saying your application has following shortcomings, or you have not uploaded it, or whatever you have uploaded it is not in the under the current correct tab, or it is not readable, legible, whatever. Thereafter, we give you 7 days and you are supposed to send us, or on the portal itself, do the needful. Thereafter, within next 7 days, we call a pre-authority. This we had started since last 15 months or so. more than 15 months, 18 months. We had started this. 3 months after I had started, I said, no, we also have the role of hand-holding. Instead of simply rejecting, saying you have not done this, you have not done this, your application is rejected, that's very simple. But then we have no power of review under the law. Once we have done this, the promoter will have to unnecessarily spend money and go to Riyadh and say that our case should be remanded, and again they should be asked to do that. We don't want that because it is unnecessary spending, and that order will come after 1 year. Real estate project, as I have said in my opening remarks, that time is essence. Because today if you plan a project and you start after 1 year or 2 years, there would be cost escalation. Maybe of bricks, maybe of cement, maybe of steel, because the world is very dynamic. Financial world is very, very dynamic. In which budget the GST on cement can increase from 28 to 38 or can get reduced, we don't know. If it gets reduced, well and good. If it gets increased, then the promoter is in a problem because he might have marketed some of the units. Therefore, we developed and devised this mechanism of pre-authority. We tell your technocrats, look, please do this in next 2-3 days. But let me tell you, my experience has not been good. Very few promoters have adhered to that timeline. When exactly after 4 days or 5 days or 3 days, generally 3 days, we do the authority meeting. We give them time कि आज आप जाइए और ये please upload कर दीजिए या correct कर दीजिए या do the needful. They do it on the day when the authority meeting starts. Now tell me, if you have uploaded when the authority meeting has started, now how much time it takes for me to download your heavy document, check online immediately, and checking online immediately on the computer is difficult, quickly, because you have uploaded 100 sale leads. They are all in Hindi. They are all PDF, very heavy documents. How can I check 100 sale leads? But still we do. And then if there is major deficiency, we tell you please correct this and take time, 7 days, 10 days, whatever time you want. If there are very minor discrepancies, we issue on that day only conditional Form C that you please do this, 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 and we will issue your Form C. Many a times there are some issues which will take a month because it is with the development authority. So we say that, okay, we issue your conditional Form C, we will issue it, and we will request you to bring it in next 30 days. So these are all systems which we had developed so that you get enough opportunity to correct yourself, and similarly on time, within 30 days, we are able to issue the Form C, which is the registration certificate of PRJ number, which would allow you to start your marketing and other activities. Construction you can do. Nobody stops. You can construct up to 100% of your project in totality. Marketing, it is required that you have to have a PRJ number. So therefore, I would request, this is some of the steps. I can go on. Similarly, we are doing it for agents. Many things, the home buyers were finding it difficult. We have worked a lot on the home buyers front also, because see, if the home buyer's grievance is not addressed, then he would go to all forums. I'll give you a few examples. I had seen an order of Consumer Forum Agra, where a person had applied for registration in 1982. He didn't get an allotment. He went to District Consumer Forum Agra. His RC was issued in 2004, after 40 years or 42 years. Can you believe what is the amount the DC DRC has awarded? 36 lakhs. For a 5,000 rupees registration to get a plot. It is not an allotment. You are only putting an application for registration. he didn't get it. So they are asking him to refund the promoter that 5,000 with an interest of 33 lakhs, 36 lakhs. So therefore we want, because when they go to DCDRC or SCDRC, the interest which they award is minimum 18 to 24%. Yesterday I saw an order of SCDRC, 24%. Promoters cannot survive. If 24% means in 4 years, if that project is 8-year-old, it would mean he'll have to give literally double. In RERA also, for 2009, 10, 11 projects, we have seen that the project cost, especially of some governmental authorities, is 25 lakh rupees, and he has been given interest of 50 lakh rupees. And he is getting a brand new house in 2023 at a much more higher value, residence or plot or whatever. So therefore, what we are trying to do, that we see that and many a times I had asked them, do you wish to go to consumer forum? Because consumer forum is much more powerful than RERA. They say, sir, we want to go, but the disposal time before consumer forum is minimum 7 to 10 years. Whereas in RERA, it is maximum 2 to 4 years. So therefore, people want to come to RERA because the disposal is much more quicker in RERA. So we are working on all the three fronts. With respect to the promoters, because they are the basic people who will bring in money, invest into the real estate, develop housing stock. Then we are working on the home buyers, and now we have also started working on the agents. So this is how we are trying on all the three fronts. Yes, with respect to transparency, we have an important task assigned by the Act, that is advocacy. In this, I had requested CREDAI and NAREDCO that you should also come and help us. Because of shortage of manpower, we have finalized divisional level programs for advocacy in the last 18 months, at least 25 times. But we couldn't go because the manpower which is supposed to go, we are senior, other than me, there are hardly 6 to 8 technocrats. If I allow them to go to Bareilly or Saharanpur, they'll be out for 3 to 4 days. I have a pressure of registering projects within 30 days. So here I would request CREDAI and NAREDCO, we can supply some material, you can develop your own material, and please also help RERA in the area of advocacy. We had issued many ads with respect to what a promoter is expected to do, what a home buyer is expected to do, what an agent is expected to do, what is real estate sector. Regarding all these things, we have developed many templates, and we put in ads in newspapers. But it has to be a continuous and a very rigorous thing to do. And here I would request the help of, in a very sincere request from NAREDCO and CREDAI to do the advocacy part, because the Act has only 3 things carved out for RERA. A, to bring in investment for developing housing stock. B, to do dispute resolution between promoter and home buyer and agent. And C, advocacy. So pehla do to we have been successful to some extent. But with respect to the advocacy, because of manpower crunch, we are unable to do. But aap sab log agar saath doge, so we can do much.
Getamber ji, your response to what Sanjay sir said on 2 things. One, that for example, 3 days have been given to upload, and on the day meeting is starting, on the 3rd day it has. So does this mean that there is still lack of self-discipline or something like that? And also your response, would CREDAI be doing something to bring in greater advocacy to the sector?
I'll not name, because naming would not be good. There are few promoters. A, their applications are perfect. But that number is only 2. Second, there are some promoters who do it timely. But again, that number is 2, 3. And we have more than few hundred promoters.
So, thank you, sir. No, I agree. And there is a lot that we need to improve as industry to make things easier for RERA. But you see, my only opinion from industry is, why did RERA come in? Why did the regulator come in the first place, way back? Why? Because पहले क्या होता था? एक टर्म थी फ्लाई बाय नाइट ऑपरेटर. ना नक्शा, ना जमीन, लॉन्च कर दो, प्री लॉन्च कर दो, होम बायर को बेवकूफ बना दो, पैसे इकट्ठे कर लो और आप या बनाओ या अधूरा बनाओ या भाग जाओ. सो इसको रोकने के लिए there was an act which was brought up. The act per se was brought in to ensure that before I sell anything, even an inch of space, my naksha should be passed, my land title should be okay, my fire lift NOC should be in place, my structural NOC should be in place, and thereafter I can, once they check all these things, environment should be in place, environment clearance. Once they check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they say, okay, go ahead, हमने check कर लिया है, सब कुछ ठीक है, आप बेचना शुरू कीजिए. So that is why the regulator was brought.
And funding, escrow account, which was a very important thing for customers.
Also to keep, see, that is so that the money doesn't go away from the project. That was also there. Okay, let's keep it in a 70-30 ratio के construction हो. हमारा इंडस्ट्री का हमेशा मिनिस्ट्री को ये था, सर ओवर रेगुलेशन ना हो जाए, ये ना हो हमारे पास आपको इस रेरा की स्टेज तक लाने तक हमको कितनी मेहनत लगती है, कितना टाइम लगता है, नक्शे पास कराओ, ये कराओ, फलान कराओ, ढिमकान कराओ. अगर इसके बाद भी फिर टाइम लगे, जो कि आपने बोला कि नहीं लगेगा, नहीं लगता, अगर फिर टाइम लगे तो हमारा ये अपील था मिनिस्ट्री को कि अगर आप ऐसा करने जा रहे हैं तो फिर हम बंदी कर देते हैं ये काम. फिर वो आया था कि भाई 30 डेज मैंडेटरी एक प्रोविजन डाल देते हैं एक्ट में कि विद इन 30 डेज इफ यू आर ओके एंड देयर इज नो ऑब्जेक्शन, इट इज अ डीम्ड अप्रूवल. Now coming to the concern which sir had about uploading documents, see, that is a technical thing, sir, and we are working on it. It's work in progress. Industry is now trying, sir, after PM's yesterday Pragati jo hua inka, so we are saying we want a meeting with Urban Development Ministry, with you all. Why should it be 30 days? हम कह रहे हैं आप ऑनलाइन अगर हमारे ये 10 चीजें जो आपने मांगी हैं और सही हैं तो हमको 10 दिन में दीजिए आप. Why should we even, sir, and coming back to that great thing which you said that यहाँ अगर हम reject कर देते हैं, you have to go to the appellate. Great effort कि आप उनसे interact करते हैं. हम ये कह रहे हैं सर, जिनके सही हैं उनके जाने दीजिए, पास कर दीजिए, जिनके सही नहीं है उनको ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग से preliminary and then final वो वाला कीजिए. पर जिनका in principle सब कुछ सही है, उनको एक रेरा का सर्टिफिकेट विद इन 15 days, 20 days, 25 days अगर मिल जाए, if everything is in order, then it would be great help for the industry here. So, thank you. So I'll tell you this, sir, from where I've been doing this for about 35 years now. We are now very responsible towards our customers, but you can never satisfy the customer. ये एक granted चीज़ है. Because हमारे हर प्रोजेक्ट में 95 लोग ऐसे होंगे जो कहेंगे या ठीक है, बढ़िया है, एकदम ठीक है, लेकिन 5% ऑलवेज डिससैटिस्फाइड रहते हैं. उनको सेटिस्फाई करना असंभव है. घर की भी यही हाल है, बाहर की भी यही हाल है. तो so this is a very natural human thing, so we accept it. But not getting all the stakeholders together, you know, for a real estate developer today to take that risk, my home buyer, my sanctioning authorities, my financiers, if I don't talk to my stakeholders all the time regularly and address their concerns, I cannot put up a project successfully. I just can't do it. So to feel from my customer side, you know, only RERA should actually, you know, over-regulate the real estate developer is not fair. Also, sir, now I really appreciate the fact which you said, you know, people are getting penalties which are 5,000 rupees pe usko 37 lakh rupees mile. This is so unreasonable, and I'm so thankful for you to bring that up in this conversation.
But that's not by RERA.
No, sir, by NCDRC.
No, by
Whoever.
various NCDRC.
Whoever, sir. It's so unfair. मतलब हम लोग सब इसके शिकार हैं. आप जो आरसी काटते हैं सर, नोएडा में वो आरसीयां शायद उन प्रोजेक्ट्स में कटी हैं जो हो सकता है किसी ने 10 साल पहले खरीदा हो घर. वो घर का जो वैल्यू है और जो आरसी का वैल्यू है वो मैच कर रहा है आज। मतलब उसको फ्री का घर मिल रहा है और फिर भी वो सेटिस्फाइड। और आपने वो बात बहुत फर्स्ट क्लास करी, आज उस घर की वैल्यू हो गई 3 गुना। तो ही इज गॉट अ फ्री हाउस 3 times the value of which he bought it. I think, sir, you must, and we will also support, sir, agar this can be brought up in the act, this change, that this has to be capped somewhere. You cannot have an exponential throwaway, you know, freebie to people who actually, there are people who do take advantage of this in NCDRC. So in NCDRC, sir, now DLF has gone to Supreme Court against that 24% आप कह रहे हैं, sir. Supreme Court has given a judgment in a DLF matter where the NCDRC cannot award a penalty of more than 9% interest. हम जा रहे हैं सर उसमें, सब पे आ रहे हैं ऐसे फैसले, और we are going back to them with the Supreme Court judgment because 9% ज़्यादा Supreme Court ने बोला है कि आप दे ही नहीं सकते अपने award में. It's so unfair otherwise. So these are things, Palash, you know, and it's so nice that Sanjay ji has said we will interact with industry. हम क्रेडाई से, नेरेटको से feedback और ले रहे हैं. So it's an evolving thing. So we want, आजकल जो पेपर में खबर आई है कि यूपी के 2.5% रजिस्ट्रेशन होते हैं, हम चाहते हैं वो 18%, 2.5% की जो फिगर है उसको जरा चेंज किया जाए. And we are with you to work on it. Whichever way you say, whatever you want us to do, proactively, we are there all the time, sir.
2 things I would say on what. One is your lawyers should say before the DCDRC, SCDRC, NCDRC that there is an interest act in the country which says that courts can put what interest in such cases, and the interest is the marginal lending rate plus 2%, which is actually the same as RERA. It is in RERA it is MCLR plus 1, but in the under the interest act MCLR plus 2. Yes. Whereas the various consumer forums, whether DCDRC, SCDRC or NCDRC, they are awarding minimum 18 to 24. Minimum 18, maximum 24. So your lawyers should tell the courts that this is the interest act and you can't put more than that, which would mean 1% more than what UP RERA gives. That is one. Secondly, what I would say, I have been telling, and you also had agreed with me, but you have put the training burden on me. On the
No, we'll work together, sir. It's a promise, we'll work together.
On your elder brother, in that sense, who is very frugally placed.
वो हमारा right है, sir. बिल्कुल पूरा.
So, मैं आप लोगों से एक अनुरोध करूंगा, जो प्रोजेक्ट्स में 100% complete projects perfect आ रहे हैं, those do not come to the authority full meeting. That is also delegated to the secretary to issue Form C. But 100% correct बहुत कम आते हैं, कुछ न कुछ होता है, and therefore he can't take a decision, and therefore it has to come to the authority. That my predecessor had done it, right? That we have already done it, but unfortunately very few projects. We had discussed many times that we should develop a class of consultants, maybe 50 in NCR area or in the state of UP, who know the UP RERA requirement. He knows the portal back of his palm. He knows where to upload which document. He takes it from you, uploads it, perfect uploading, project through in one go. Unfortunately, let me be frank, the consultants would feel bad, but I have not seen one consultant in last 18-20 months who is perfect enough to give you good guidance. Rather, let me tell you, 2-3 projects got rejected because of consultants. So please work on your consultants. ये हम लोग आज से 1 साल पहले बात कर चुके हैं, लेकिन आप लोगों ने कहा सब कंसल्टेंट्स को आप ट्रेन कर दो. मैंने कहा अच्छा चलो मैं प्रयास कर लूँगा. आप कंसल्टेंट्स का एक बैच ले आइए of 20-30. We will train them, but that training would be at Lucknow because I'll need all my resources to train them so that they know how to do it. Secondly, one big mistake you are doing, don't bring your lawyers for project registration. See, I belong to legal profession. मैं अपने पेट पे लात मार रहा हूँ. I am lawyer by profession before into the IS, right? Lawyers do not understand technicalities. Use them for the benches and the adjudicating officer. Don't use them for registration purpose. आप उनको ले आते, वो hearing में आते, they don't understand the ABCD. They only know non-encumbrance, they know registration, sale deeds and all that. Beyond that, they don't understand master plan, they don't understand sanction plan. अब आप लोग एक और चीज गलती करते हो. Some of them which is hitting my memory at this point of time. Like you upload a sanction plan. You had problems. You had problems of MB. Even when cases are handled by the benches, your lawyers had a problem because your objections or written statement, WS, is quite bulky. So they were not getting uploaded. Court side bhi humne MB बढ़ा दिया at our cost, and at the same time, where sanction maps are uploaded, they were not getting uploaded for mega projects or mid-sized projects. There also we have done it. आपके officers क्या करते हैं? उसको cut करते. Now the moment you cut, the digital signature vanishes. You can't edit a digitally signed document. Now once you do that, your proposal is bound to get rejected. So therefore, we'll train your man. You bring a batch of 30, we'll train them. तो आप ये जो है, एक point. Let's make this very clear, and I would like you also to do advocacy on this. We have 4,000 projects. Maharashtra has 50,000 projects. But be very clear in your mind. The 4,000 projects has much more number of units than the 20,000 projects. Correct. Noida, Greater Noida, Yeda, Lucknow, Brindavan Yojana, or Gomti Nagar Extension, they are greenfield projects. Authorities have procured land from farmers and they are greenfield projects. I have recently gone to study Maharashtra. I have been to Nasik, I have been to Nagpur, I am going to Bombay and Pune. Their projects I have seen. It's a 16 flat project, 20 flats. 100 flat project is a very big project in place called Nagpur and many more, Amravati and Bombay. They don't have that land bank. In UP, a small promoter has a project size of 300 units. 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. So don't go by that 4,000. We have 4,000, but our 4,000, perhaps I'm getting all the statistics. You see that aggregate cost of these 4,000 projects. It would be much more than Maharashtra and Gujarat. Yes. Because they have very small size projects. So therefore, unfortunately, perhaps in the presentation by the ministry, they also might not be knowing, because both the key officers are new to the sector. They might not be knowing. So that presentation, it was made in a way that UP has less number of projects, 4,000, and more number of complaints. No, it's not like that. The number of units are equally more, and therefore the complaints. It's not that we have less number of projects and more number of complaints, which means our promoters are not doing okay or are doing incorrect things. It's not like that. It's proportionate. So you also, I'll share the data. I think my entire team is working since last 2 days. We'll share you the data. Unfortunately, we could have given you the number of units in UP of these 4,000 projects. But what has happened, some of the promoters had filled, if you have say 4 flats on a floor, you have to fill 1 in inventory. What they have done, they have filled the number of that unit which you allot to the customer. 101, 102, 103, 104. Or 6 flats, 105, 106. So what is happening when I aggregated, I put a query to my portal, it gave us into few millions. That's incorrect. So we have to purify that data, and similarly, when you have to fill I was working on the cost on the portal. So we ask you to fill in it crores. Somebody has filled in rupees, somebody has filled in lakhs. So again, we are getting a wrong, incorrect data. So our team is working around the clock and we'll share you that data. So don't get in, by this key we have less number of projects and more number of complaints. No. If you see the number of percentage wise, it would be much less.
एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट और थी सर से मेरी सर आपने पोडियम पे बोला था कि जो रीवैलिडेशन रिन्यूअल ऑफ रेरा is not happening because of the plan revalidation. Now in Noida, Greater Noida and Yamuna, it's a very peculiar situation. For many reasons, the plan is put on hold to be revalidated, but it's a sanctioned plan, project चल रहा है, बिक रहा है. क्योंकि रेरा की एक्सटेंशन नहीं होती, उससे एक there's a it's a dominoes effect. बहुत सारी चीजें जो हैं वो my request आप एडवोकेसी और हैंड होल्डिंग की बात आपने कही थी, हमारी इतनी सी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, if somehow the authority can be said, okay boss, you've sanctioned a plan, but as RERA, my other customers who bought into the project will suffer if I don't give extension of RERA. तो अगर ये हेल्प हो जाती है सर हमारे लिए, पूरी इंडस्ट्री के लिए, इस एरिया में
आपके यहाँ प्रॉब्लम दो आ रही है
जी.
इसके कारण अथॉरिटीज ने कांत रिपोर्ट भी लाई है, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली ओनली 30 promoters agreed and only 10-15 promoters actually had taken few steps. हो ये रहा है, what is happening, that the sport city business, sport city business, there are 3-4 sectors which is getting impacted because of the sport city. There are 2 projects by this name, and both the projects are having this problem, and it is before the house, that is Public Accounts Committee. We were expecting 15 months back, because it was deliberated, and we were expecting a result, and either they would say this way or that way. Unfortunately, since last 18 months, nothing has come on that front, because of which your maps are not getting revalidated. Now, RERA law says our basic document is a sanctioned map by a competent authority.
सैंक्शन तो है सर वो ऑलरेडी.
नहीं, सैंक्शन मैप में नहीं प्रॉब्लम होगा.
होता था.
नहीं, रिवैलिडेटेड मैप जब आपका आ जाता है तो then you are eligible.
नहीं सर, अप्लाई कर दिया हमने, फीस भर दी. What he is saying is क्या कर?
But authorities are not revalidating for 2 reasons. One is the sport city business, which is before the PSE. Second, because you have not made some part of the land dues, and now they are not doing it for months. अगर हमको ये आश्वासन होता या रिकॉर्ड्स बताता कि एप्लीकेशन के बाद वो 30 दिन के अंदर कर दे रहे, तो हम आपको कंडीशनल एक्सटेंशन 30 दिन का दे देते या 45 दिन का देते कि आप लेकर आइए.
सर, लेकिन जो स्पोर्ट्स सिटी की बात है वो हमारे केवल 4 सेक्टर में है, उसके अलावा सर पूरे
स्पोर्ट्स सिटी को हटा
देते हैं सर.
लेकिन बाकी में भी हमने ये देख रहे हैं कि नक्शा नहीं दे रहे वो. नाउ द प्रॉब्लम देयर is that the NAREDCO and CREDAI should go and sit with Principal Secretary Housing and Principal Secretary or IIDC or Chief Secretary who is also holding the charge of IIDC, that Noida, Greater Noida Authority and YEDA should sanction maps when it is coming for the first time quickly. Second, revalidated maps as soon as possible. Because सैंक्शनिंग तो फिर भी हो जाता है अगर सब चीज आपने कर लिया. इन केस ऑफ रीवैलिडेशन, आई एम सॉरी, हम लोग भी परेशान है, बिकॉज आई हैव अ प्रॉब्लम. माय ब्लड प्रेशर गोज हाई व्हेन द एक्सटेंशन ऑफ अ प्रोजेक्ट नंबर इज गोइंग फ्रॉम 1 to 200. भाई, आई हैव टू आंसर टू अथॉरिटीज एंड कोर्ट्स. 10 है तो चलो मैं बोलूंगा 10 है, आई विल वर्क आउट इन अ मंथ. देयर आर 200. Now I had issued notices and we had started fixing those dates before the authority. Now what do I do? They are unable to bring it for two reasons. Either chalo sports city hai to ek abhi hata dijiye. But because of land use not being paid, they say hum nahi denge. I had myself talked to CEO Noida, Greater Noida and Yeda कि please do it. हमारे यहाँ list बढ़ रही है, हमारा blood pressure बढ़ रहा है. But show me कि is it coming fast?
सर एज ए इंडस्ट्री बस एक छोटा सा पॉइंट है. एज ए इंडस्ट्री हम
टाइम की कमी है हमारे पास. और
पलाश जी एक
लेट मी आस्क पैनलिस्ट.
आप बाद में मुझसे पूछिए.
आप बाद में बात कर लीजिएगा. Mr. Sanjeev, now you are heading legal at Max. Max has projects in Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, UP. Now tell me, are there any challenges that you are facing, or rather put it this way, are there some SOPs which maybe UP RERA should take a cue from Haryana RERA, or Delhi RERA should learn from? This is good in UP RERA. Would you like to suggest something?
Palash, to be very honest, developers at UP are very resilient. So we have faced a unique trajectory of challenges, whether it was relating to land acquisition, whether it was relating to or constructions getting halted, courtesy the Okhla issue that we had with regards the environmental clearances, or whether it was with regards groundwater extraction, despite the fact that here in Noida we have groundwater at 40 square feet, at 40 feet depth. Still we were told that we have to follow the same line as in case of the entire NCR. So, but nevertheless, one thing I can tell you with pride, and that is that Noida has one of the best possible infrastructures. Given that, I must also tell you from my very recent experiences that here at UP RERA today, the speed of disposal, the transparency of disposal, the availability of top brass is phenomenal. I'm not saying this just to praise Bhusreddy sir as he chairs today. I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart. I had an experience meeting Mr. Bhusreddy just around 10-15 days back. I was at Lucknow to meet him. We have a very unique situation. We have recently taken over a case under IBC. And let me tell you, most of the authorities are so clueless about IBC and how IBC is to get merged with RERA. Whereas when we met Sir was so transparent. He was willing to give us time. He accommodated us despite the fact that he was in the middle of a meeting. And he was able to understand our context. And even today when I was sitting with him, he still remembered the issues that I had picked out with him. So Bhusreddy sir, this is to you, with all honesty of intent. And Palash, thanks for asking this. Let me tell you, there is nothing like that. One thing I appreciate from the core of my heart, that sir is willing to train people into, bringing best possible solutions. Sir is willing not only to train the agents and the developers, sir is also taking the pro bono cause of training the consultants, which is otherwise not even requirement of the act. So there is a 24/7 kind of an effort happening. And especially when we visited UP RERA, we were surprised to find that there were third-party consultants from Big Four who were also equally very well trained, very well mannered also, sir, I must say. Very conducive, very welcoming, and very transparent and very honest. They helped us sail through the processes. And to say so, I would only pay my respect and regard and say, yes, we are in good hands here.
Sanjay ji, would you suggest anything to UP RERA to make things faster? Is getting registered of your registration of a product, is it more cumbersome here, or would you suggest some step to speed up the entire process of registration and then completion of projects?
Thank you, sir. As you have rightly mentioned, that time is the essence of the project, whether it is starting of the project or it's the timing completion. Sir, my request, a small request is, previously when we go for the registration of the project, my validity of the map is 5 years. Then there is one icon in the registration process, okay, how much your map can be extended by the authority in normal course. So generally it is 1 year in this area. So we used to write 1 year, and 5 plus 1. We used to get the RERA registration for 6 years. But recently, sir, what happened that it is only for 5 years. We are losing 1 year. Sir, you are very well aware that here we have a problem of NGT. That's 8 to 10 months in a 5-year span get lost due to the pollution problem. Also, sir, after approval of the map, we have to apply for the EIA permission, pollution. And for a big project, it takes 5 to 6 months.
I got your point.
It's hardly
The
3 years
problem
available
is-
to me to
The
construct a
problem
30-story
is
building. Sir.
certain things have happened in the last few years where responsibility is being, twin towers were demolished. Now, in such cases, RERA had given the registration number on some conditions or some documents which were conditional. Now, the responsibility was fixed on RERA for no fault of RERA. If the map is for 5 years, we can't give it for 1 more year. Generally, the map is again revalidated for 3 to 5 years. So we say, for whatever period, some authorities are giving the map for 8 years. To take it for 8 years.
I want to interrupt you. In one of our case, our validity was 7 years. But we have been asked to fill the 5-year only because there is no option available in the software.
Okay, then you let me know the case.
Okay, sir.
I'll get it rectified. Then that option had to be given.
Yes, sir.
Till, because we accept that till the validity of map, we have no issues.
इसी में सर एक प्रॉब्लम ये भी आती है कि अगर मान लो किसी का रजिस्ट्रेशन आज अप्लाई किया है, उसका जो मैप है वो 3 ईयर की उसकी वैलिडिटी बची है. अगर आप उसको 3 ईयर देंगे और उसकी पोजीशन 5 साल या 6 साल में बनती है तो रीवैलिडेट तो वो करवा लेगा और रिन्यू भी करवा लेगा, लेकिन पेनल्टी कौन देगा बायर को? क्योंकि 3 साल के लिए रेरा की डेट से ज़्यादा की डेट तो बायर को हम दे नहीं सकते, तो बायर को पेनल्टी देनी पड़ेगी. उस केस में क्या?
मैं अभी इनफॉर्मली जब बैठे थे तब भी मैं डिस्कस कर रहा था कि प्लीज डोंट ब्रिंग मेगा प्रोजेक्ट्स इन वन गो. इफ यू विल डू दैट यू विल एंड अप इनटू फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ पेनल्टी. हमारा तो 10+2 MCLR+1 है, बाकी कोर्ट से ज्यादा है.
सर एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम ये है कि नाउ सिंगल बिल्डिंग इज 35-40 स्टोरी बिल्डिंग. That is a complete project, sir. So it's a sequential activity. If we have to construct even a single 40-story building, it cannot be completed in 3 or 3.5 years. This is a
Sir, I would
problem,
slightly beg to disagree. I am seeing projects, multi-storied projects of 100 stories coming in 2 years. Dot.
सर अब नहीं कर पाएंगे.
टेक्नोलॉजी आ गया.
पॉसिबल नहीं है.
अच्छा एक चीज, आपका एनजीटी को मैं बोनस कर देता हूं तो 2.5 years. टेक्नोलॉजी इज अवेलेबल टुडे दैट अ मल्टी स्टोरी. पहले आई अग्री विथ यू. फ्यू इयर्स बैक मल्टी स्टोरीड बिल्डिंग, आई नो बिल्डिंग इज सिक्वेंशियल अनलेस एंड अनटिल यू गो द चाइनीज वे ऑफ प्लग एंड प्ले टाइप्स, राइट? तो वहां पर तो वो कुछ भी कर देते हैं, मतलब 1 week में they'll put up the show. But in India also, in South India, from where I come from, projects are coming up in 18 months, multi-storied buildings.
सर वो ले रहे हैं रेरा लेकिन 6 साल 7 साल का, मतलब
नहीं आप रेरा 5 साल का लीजिए ना.
दे नहीं रहे सर.
नहीं ले
7 साल का.
5 साल का सबको मिल रहा है.
सर 4.5 साल का सर.
नहीं नक्शा अगर आपका है,
फर्स्ट गो में सर आई गॉट.
नहीं नक्शा अगर आपका है, अगर हमारा पोर्टल 5 ही अलाउ कर रहा है मैक्सिमम, बिकॉज 90% में 5 ही साल देता है अथॉरिटी, इसलिए वो एक बेसिस रहा होगा. अगर इन एनी प्रोजेक्ट योर मैप इज मोर देन 5 years, विल गिव मोर देन.
ऑप्शन है उसको पैसे देके और आगे एक्सटेंड कराने का. अगर मैं 3 साल और एक्सटेंड करा सकता हूँ तो मुझे 8 साल मांगू तो मिलने चाहिए.
नहीं
पहले सर ऐसे हो रहा था सर.
because the
हो रहा था पहले.
courts are in, we get judgments every day from high court, supreme court and various.
फोर्स किया जा रहा है कि आप 5 साल में दें उसके बाद पेनल्टी दें.
ना आप 5 साल में दे दीजिए, नया प्रोजेक्ट ले आइए. भाई आप एक ही प्रोजेक्ट में फंसे रहना चाहते हो 5 साल? नहीं ना.
प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं सब.
आप 3 साल में निपटाइए, अगला प्रोजेक्ट लाइए.
मैं सर से एक रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगा. मेरा एक प्रोजेक्ट था निराला स्टेट के नाम से ग्रेटर नोएडा वेस्ट में. जब मैं उनको फेस मैनर में, जैसे आप बताते हैं ऐसे हमने फेस मैनर में किया था, और जब लास्ट फेस का हमने रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाया तो 2 year बैलेंस थे. उस टाइम पे हमें 5 साल का टाइम दिया गया था और हमने उसको रिन्यू करवा के मैप को ऑन टाइम सबमिट कर दिया था। वो ठीक है, 5 साल से पहले हमने कंप्लीट कर दिया, लेकिन अगर उस सिस्टम पे हम जाते और 2 साल का रजिस्ट्रेशन लेते तो हमें बायर को पेनल्टी पे करने के अलावा और कोई चारा नहीं था। जो आपने बताया
मैंने जितने प्रोजेक्ट्स किया हूँ किसी में 2 साल नहीं दिया हूँ।
नहीं, अगर वो
सितंबर
पार्ट में जाता-
2023 से
अगर वो
कोई
फेस में
रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म ही दिखाइए जिसमें 2 साल 3 साल है। नो, आई एम सॉरी, कोई नहीं किया।
मेरा क्वेश्चन
5 साल मिनिमम दिया है एंड वी हैव कोइंसाइडेड इट विद द मैप।
नहीं सर,
नो, लॉ अब नहीं अलाउ कर रहा है। नो, लॉ नहीं, यू गेट 8 year, आई विल गिव 8 years। नो, एक्सटेंशन तो हर एक में है, तो हर आदमी 8 साल मांगेगा। We don't want project to get delayed for 8 years. We want project to come up in 2 to 3 years. Deliver and go. दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट लीजिए, कस्टमर भी देखिए भाई। जनरली देखो, in NCR and in the whole country, 2 types of client is there. One is a young person who is coming from going from Delhi to Noida, say Bangalore, or Bangalore guy coming to Noida, working here, he wants to buy so that he saves on rent. वो एक ग्रुप आ रहा है यंग का, और एक आ रहा है रिटायरीज का। You can't expect a retiree to get up the project after. In your BBA, you yourself write 2 years, whereas your project time is 5 years. कैसे? आपका प्रोजेक्ट टाइम जब 5 साल है, आप 2 साल क्यों लिखते हो बीबीए में? आप लिखिए 4 साल।
I would like to write 7 years, and अगर कोई खरीदना चाहता है खरीदे, नहीं खरीदना चाहता मत खरीदे।
करिए, पहले आप करिए, फिर मैं करूंगा।
सब करते हैं ऐसे, यही तो करते हैं।
सर मैं आपको एक बहुत छोटा सा उदाहरण देना चाहूँगा। अभी हाल ही में आपने देखा कि भारत और पाकिस्तान के अंदर काफ़ी गर्मागर्मी हो गई। भारत सरकार ने इसको युद्ध घोषित नहीं किया, इस कारण से फोर्स मेजोर नहीं कहला पाया। थोड़ी देर पहले आप ही कह रहे थे कि एनजीटी को अब तो आपको फैक्टर इन कर लेना चाहिए। एक तरफ सरकार काम रुकवा रही है, दूसरी तरफ समय वृद्धि नहीं मिल रही। ये सब चीज़ें सर थोड़ी बहुत समस्या हैं। अगर 5 साल को थोड़ा सा डिस्काउंट किया जा सके, समय वृद्धि दी जा सके, क्योंकि कानून ये अलाउ कर रहा है, जो अथॉरिटीज़ हैं उनकी रूल्स रेगुलेशंस और बायलॉज अलाउ कर रहे हैं कि आपको एक्सटेंशन मिल सकती है।
एक्सटेंशन का एसओपी पढ़ लीजिए, उसमें ये सब फैक्टर्स पे अलाउड है। प्लीज रीड द लेटेस्ट एसओपी ऑन एक्सटेंशन। वी हैव अलाउड एवरीथिंग। वी हैव मर्ज सेक्शन 8 and section 7 and extension, everything is now under that SOP. You read that, you will appreciate it.
Sir, I know you have to.
Thank you, sir.
One last thing. 7 साल हो गए एक्ट को, और इतना सब कुछ अभी जो हमारे सामने हुआ. Do you think it's high time for amendment? And why I for RERA is not doing anything? Why is no amendment happening? It has to be fine tuned.
कुछ चीजें आम सभा में नहीं बोली जा सकती है.
पर हो रहा है. Is the work in progress?
There is a lot of work in progress, but see, legislative work has its own speed, right? Government has its own priorities. तो उस पे I for RERA भी काम किया है, various RERAs ने भी भेजा है. Let's see, because now Honorable Prime Minister has got directly involved in this, so perhaps we are going to raise some of the issues before the Honorable Prime Minister, so that if the highest authority is satisfied, the chance of those reforms coming in would be faster.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I know you have to leave for Nagpur, so I will not make you wait longer. And thank you all for joining here. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, can we have a big round of applause? I think quite a session, huh? Okay, now I would like to request Mr. Palash Roy to please present the mementos to our presenters. And everyone, first and foremost, we would like to start for none other than Mr. Sanjay Reddy, Chairman UP RERA. Ladies and gentlemen, come on. Let us all give a huge round of applause and let us all thank him. Thank you once again, sir, for sharing your valuable time with us. Here, on behalf of Realtynmore, a memento for you. Thank you. Sir, request you to please come forward a little bit because the photographs are something which is really important for us. And let us all say thank you, everyone, one more time. Thank you once again, sir. Now I would like to request Palas sir to kindly present the memento to our panelist, Mr. Getamber Anand, CMD ATS. Everyone, one more time a big round of applause. Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts, and it was a good discussion. Now I may request Palas sir to present the memento to Mr. Sanjay Sharma, Director, SKA Group. Thank you, sir. Now we request Palas sir to present the memento to Mr. Suresh, Director, Nirala. Last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, let us all give a huge round of applause and say thanks to Mr. Sanjeev Ailawadi, Head of Legal, Max Estates. Thank you, sir. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for all the panelists. And once again, thank you to panelists for sharing your valuable time with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, one group photograph, yes. I think let us all freeze this moment for all of us. I think this is going to be a great honor for all of us if all are going to stand. Everyone, one more time, big round of applause, come on. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, we request you to please be here only because this is just one session and we have 2 more sessions to go. And the second panel discussion is going to be a very, very special discussion for all of us. This is about the lifestyle, the new innovation era which we people are living right now, which means now it's my time to talk about and share the topic of discussion. And the topic for our second discussion at R&M Podium is luxury housing, renewed, revived and restyle. And to moderate the session, I would like to request Mr. Abhinav Joshi, Head of Research for SBRE India, Middle East and North Africa, to please come upon the stage. Mr. Abhinav Joshi. We request Mr. Abhinav Joshi to please come upon the stage. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you all to the panelists. Let's welcome on stage Mr. Vibhor Tyagi, Managing Director, VVIP Group. We request Mr. Vibhor Tyagi to please come upon stage. Come on, everyone. We really need the energy. Come on. We request everybody to please settle down. Come on. Everyone, we request you to please settle down yourself. The next panel discussion is very important for all of us. Our topic of this second discussion is luxury housing, renewed, revived and restyle. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our moderator, Mr. Abhinav Joshi, with us. And now I would like to request Mr. Vibhor Tyagi, Managing Director, VVIP Group. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Salil Kumar, Director, CRC, everyone. How many of you know Salil, sir? I just want to ask. And if you know, just give a huge round of applause so that I'll understand. Come on. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome our next panelist on stage, Mr. Deepak Mishra, Director and Head, North India Residential Services and Colliers, India, everyone. A big round of applause and let's welcome him on stage. And last but not the least panelists, everyone, let's welcome Mr. Ashim Chowdhury, Senior VP Research and Advisory Services, Anarok. Welcome to all the panelists. And now I would like to request Mr. Abhinav Joshi, our moderator, to please run the session.
I hope I'm audible. Okay, great. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. We had 2 very insightful sessions on the regulatory front. And we saw the interesting tussle between the regulatory authorities and the developer community. We're now going to focus on a very interesting sector where there is no entry barrier for you to participate. Everyone can be an expert on housing. And in housing, we'll focus on the very niche segment which has become so prominent in the last 3 years, luxury residential real estate. I was just looking at some stats for the first few months of 2025. Now, we are in the 5th year of this residential growth cycle. There were more houses sold in the ticket price of 2.5 crores and above than in the ticket price of less than 75 lakhs. Now, you can call it interesting, fascinating, or disturbing at the same time. We all know that that clearly means there is lesser developer participation happening in affordable and budget housing segment. But that's a separate topic. What's important for us to note is that luxury and premium housing has really picked up across the country. And as India emerges as one of the largest economies in the world, we've grown by, I think, more than 50% in terms of GDP in the last 5 years. The disposable income and purchasing power of the target catchment has also gone up. Maybe they always had that purchasing power and they were not really deploying in the market pre-COVID. Also, very interesting that 5th year into the residential growth story and the first 3 months, sales in luxury have gone up by 50% compared to the first few months of 2024. So it's a phenomenal market right now. High premiums, high margins. So more and more developers want to participate.
I'm so sorry. Actually, the thing is, sorry for the interruption, but just a minute. We would like to welcome our panelist, Mr. Jatin Goel, ED Omex. We request you to please join up on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a big round of applause.
Yeah, please.
We request you. Now we request you to please resume the session. Thank you.
Sorry, I was really excited to start. Okay, no, I can handle any situation. Yeah, no worries, absolutely. So, we have a panel of developers as well as property consultants, and they have their own set of perspectives. I think I would like to start off from the developer community. First question would be to you, just, to set the context. You have a large presence in residential, commercial, tier 1, tier 2 cities. How do you think the landscape for luxury is evolving? What sort of changes you're seeing at the back end which are contributing to this growth?
Right, so to introduce Omax, we are right now spread in more than 30 cities. It's been 36 years of doing this business. And we've been primarily known for our residential deliveries. And of late, we've entered into commercial properties as well. And right now, the portfolio seems to be 50% of the new developments that we are doing. Luxury residency is something we started our complete company with in Noida itself with Forest Spa in Sector 93B. So probably the pioneers of luxury real estate, especially in residential, has been us. And it's great to see how the whole evolution of real estate per se has been from luxury to affordable to mid-segment. And now again, the boom has come into the luxury space all across geographies. I would say not just the Delhi NCR, but pretty much everywhere that we have witnessed. Everybody is looking for larger unit sizes. Everybody, especially post-COVID, the whole lifestyle has changed. Everybody is forced to think about what if this happens again? And if this does happen again, people don't want to be hooked up in small spaces. So everybody is trying to spend the last penny in their pockets and trying to buy and afford something bigger and better. And with that, of course, the economy has grown enough and the disposable income at hand has increased so much enough that the luxury lifestyle has come into play. I believe post-COVID, the maximum number of BMW cars have been bought in 2022, 2023, and every year that has been increasing. And we've been thinking, when will this whole thing stop? That has been the biggest bet. I think a lot of people like Gulshan, who had bet for a real estate luxury product in Noida. At that point of time, nobody was betting onto luxury. And they have probably reaped the biggest benefit out of there. And similarly, the whole lifestyle is growing pretty much everywhere. So we're here to understand that. We are here to see where it's going and what, as a developer, we can do to give our customers back, be it in terms of the product design, be it in terms of the club amenities, be it in terms of where this is going with the wellness space, be it in terms of how we want to host our guests. Is it that we want people to come out to our flats, we want people to our clubs? When we go to our friends in Camellias, people don't call us to the flats. They call us to the club areas, and they have private dedicated dining rooms and all. And that is a kind of lifestyle which is probably a top 1% of the country is right now looking into. And everybody else is aspiring. So how are we able to increase it every day? And how are we able to deliver that kind of lifestyle is what we're trying to work on.
Great, thank you. Thank you for those insights. Coming to Mr. Tyagi, the biggest differentiator when I look at the luxury market today versus what it was 10 years back. 10 years back, you had, some of the names are mentioned here on the screen, the likes of DLF and Godrej and Hiranandani and down south, Shobha, etc., who were dabbling in luxury because they had that experience, right? Now we have a number of players. Some of them have not delivered luxury in the past. I hope they understand that this is a target catchment that has deep pockets, but at the same time are very tough to satisfy, right? Coming from you and your background, is it easy for smaller players to now enter this market? Is the market conducive enough to absorb more players?
So the thing is actually market is इस समय ऐसा है कि market खुद इस समय luxury चाह रहा है. जो हमने पिछले 5-10 सालों में देखा, स्पेशली पोस्ट कोविड जो देखा, कस्टमर की रिक्वायरमेंट इज लग्जरी नाउ. और जो आपका क्वेश्चन है कि भाई बैकग्राउंड चेक करने के लिए, तो मेरा मानना ये है कि एक तो बैकग्राउंड ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा सा होना चाहिए, एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए डेवलपर को कि थोड़ा सा उसने काम अच्छा किया हो और ईयर बाय ईयर, प्रोजेक्ट बाय प्रोजेक्ट उसने अच्छा काम किया हो. तो लग्जरी ऑब्वियसली मार्केट के लिए समय आई थिंक जो मार्केट में जो डिमांड है वो लग्जरी की काफ़ी अच्छी है. तो दैट्स व्हाई डेवलपर आर कमिंग विद इट. एंड एक कॉन्फिडेंस देना, वो जो ब्रांड क्रेडिबिलिटी देना, वो काफ़ी एक डेवलपर के लिए एक मतलब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. वो दिखाना, अपना बैकग्राउंड दिखाना मार्केट में कि येस वी कैन डिलीवर दिस लग्जरी प्रोजेक्ट दैट पीपल आर इन्वेस्टिंग. एंड आई थिंक दिस इज इट.
Thank you, thank you.
That's my team.
No, of course I could sort of sense. I mean, we'll keep the conversation lighter over, okay? Yeah, we've had 2 very tough sessions. Just, shifting the gears, Deepak, you are a transaction specialist out there. You talk to the buyers, you look at their aspirations, and I'm sure you've also dealt with buyers of luxury and even ultra luxury segment. How are their aspirations changing? What are they thinking? Just your thoughts, please.
So as per my understanding and what I have seen in last couple of years, and the customers who are looking for the luxury, they are looking for the quality of life. They are looking for the modern amenities, as Mr. Goel rightly mentioned. They are looking for the high-end specification. They are looking for the construction technology. They are also I'm sorry. So last, I have seen in last 3 years the luxury demand in market. What customers are looking for? They are looking for the quality of construction. They are looking for the high-end amenities, modern amenities, high-end specification, and they want to live with the like-minded people. They don't want to live with the average people. They want to live with the like-minded person. Luxury demand, is in a boost, and it will keep growing in couple of years also.
Can I add something? So, एक चीज़ और देखी हमने कि आफ्टर पोजीशन जो आपका वहाँ पे पोस्ट पोजीशन जो वहाँ पे मैनेजमेंट है, इट ऑल्सो अफेक्ट्स अ लॉट कि आप कैसे वहाँ पे मैनेज कर रहे हैं. नाउ डेज एवरी डेवलपर इज कमिंग, दे आर टेकिंग सर्विसेज लाइक CBRE और कॉलियर्स और JLL. तो ऐसे लोगों की हेल्प लेके वो जो पोस्ट पोजीशन जो वहाँ पे एक उनको चाहिए, सर्विसेज चाहिए रेजिडेंट्स को, ऑल दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स ऑल्सो एड ऑन द लग्जरी. एंड ये चीज़ हमने देखी है पिछले कुछ टाइम में कि लोगों को उस चीज़ की अहमियत पता लग गई है कि इन सब एक्चुअली क्या है, जो मेरे को लगता है एनसीआर का, नॉर्थ इंडिया का लग्जरी मार्केट बहुत यंग है कंपेयर टू अगर हम करें मुंबई में या फिर बेंगलोर वगैरह में. यहाँ पे काफ़ी यंग हमारा लग्जरी मार्केट है. अब वो लोगों को रहना, अभी तो उन्होंने शुरू किया था रहना सोसाइटीज़ में, अब उनको एड ऑन जो चाहिए वो उसकी पता लग गया कि क्या चाहिए हमें. आई थिंक दैट एड्स ऑन लग्जरी प्लस द स्पेस, जो अपना फ्लैट की स्पेसेस है, इन दी एंड वो बहुत मैटर करती है कि आप कैसा लेआउट बना रहे हैं. मेरे ख्याल से काफ़ी चीज़ ऐड ऑन करती है लग्जरी में.
सो एडिंग दिस, कस्टमर पूरा इकोसिस्टम देखता है कि सोसाइटी के अंदर आप क्या यूनिक बना के दे रहे हैं, आपके क्लब में क्या स्पेशल एम्यूनिटीज़ है, आप अगर फ्लैट में कुछ फिनिशिंग कर रहे हैं तो क्या स्पेशल फिनिशिंग आप दे रहे हैं, आप अगर मॉडुलर किचन दे रहे हैं तो क्या यूज़ कर रहे हैं, आपके फ्लोर पे टाइल्स है या मार्बल्स है, वो सब चेक कर रहे हैं. कस्टमर सोसाइटी के अंदर कंप्लीट इकोसिस्टम, ओपन एरिया, पार्किंग स्पेस, वेलनेस थीम, सब कुछ देखते हैं. तो लग्जरी डिमांड है और कस्टमर जैसे आपने मेंशन किया कि यंग है. यस, एनसीआर में अगर स्पेशली हम नोएडा की बात करें तो लग्जरी में लोगों ने भी रहना स्टार्ट किया है. गोइंग फॉरवर्ड नोएडा लग्जरी मार्केट बूम और करेगा.
So thank you, sir. I just had a very interesting question on land premiums and construction costs. Now, one of the reasons why developer participation seems to have moved away from affordable housing is because input prices have gone through the roof. Right? Land prices have surged anywhere from 50% to more than 300% in the last 5-6 years. Your construction costs is going up by 3 to 5% every year. Your labor costs is going up by at least 6 to 8% every year. Now, with that sort of a scenario, if the government puts an upper ceiling, that doesn't really work for builders, right? So one of the reasons why sales have dropped, besides of course rising interest rates, was also that builders were also not very interested in moving to the, maybe the lower mid-end or the affordable housing segment. But even though the premiums are very high in luxury, what would you say, how are developers accommodating this rising land and construction costs in the luxury segment? Because they have to remain profitable, they have to maintain very high construction costs so that they're able to satisfy the customer group.
Very interesting, thank you. See, the thing is, you said the construction cost is going to the shooting the roof. But let me tell you, it is just shooting the first floor. It has to shoot second, third, fourth also in time to come. The way things are going up, if you see my country has traveled around 68, 67 years with 2 trillion economy. In last few years, it has traveled 2 to 4 trillion USD. And next 5 years, it is traveling to 6 trillion. So the changeover is in last 10 years is very, very fast. So whatever was 4,000 rupees has to go 8,000 rupees. Everybody's income is rising, whole world is falling down, and India's GDP is growing 6.6, 6.7, something like at the moment, and is continue to grow for the next 3, 4, 5 years. So in such a beautiful scenario, what happens, if you compare Manhattan luxury apartment prices, which are currently $4,500 US per square feet. $4,500 US per square feet.
So you want us to go there?
Best price in Gurgaon is around $1,000 only. Only $1,000 per square feet at the moment. And Noida, possibly nobody is touching 1,000, 700, 500. It is maximum around $270, $80 at the moment. So it has to go to $1,000 in next 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Then $1,000 to $2,000 because by that time we'll be third largest in the world. So you have to see the holistic. My construction cost in future will go to 12,000 plus. Has to. So my country is getting enriched. Let's clap for it, everybody. Prices has to go up. And income are going leaps and bounds up for everyone because my country manufacturing is rising, GDP is rising. So let's welcome this step instead of selling it is happening, it's happening. And the way everything is increasing, everybody will get upgraded like We upgraded in shoe from 1,000 rupees to 40,000 rupees now. Cars we have upgraded. Office we are upgrading. So clothing we have upgraded. Everything. So housing has to be upgraded. Nothing new about this. So this is a natural process. Let's welcome this, get acquainted. More and more beautiful home, more and more luxury home, more and more wellness home, weirdly deep-rooted, peace-oriented home, exotic homes, new word will evolve. But good housing will come, good clubs are coming, good designers are coming, because you see the world, we follow the Western world, which is around $4,500 to $5,000 at the moment. So we have to see the whole world as a unified one, then the India is rising country. So this is the fact. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a very fresh perspective. It's very important for us to be proud of our achievements and not keep on, in a very socialist manner, be feeling guilty. But coming to the market situation, Mr. Chowdhury, just wanted to understand, while there's been phenomenal growth for sure, are you seeing some red flags? Are there markets where developers are going overboard, or you still see relevant and enough luxury inventory coming to the market?
First of all, thank you for having me at this session. It's a privilege and a proud honor to be part of R&M Podium, and of course to be part of your panel, Abhinav. To answer your question, let me give you an out-of-the-box perspective. Less than a decade ago, we were all talking about affordable, and the entire industry, including the housing ministry, we were trying to, or making efforts and endeavors to classify affordable housing just by the price bracket or the budget. Similarly now, in a world disrupted by the pandemic, post-pandemic era, we are again trying to classify luxury or super luxury or ultra luxury, all the expletive adjectives put together, again in a price range. As Mr. Salil rightly said, everything has to go up because the country is progressing, aspirations are going up, incomes are going up, and we look forward to that day when India will also be selling $4,500 per square feet homes. We need to understand, is there a need to recalibrate the budget first? To answer, coming to your question, Abhinav, there is definitely a demand for luxury housing or ultra luxury housing in whatever way one chooses to define it. For the very simple reason, we have India is home to more than 800,000 or 850,000 HNIs, which is likely to double in the next couple of years. And majority of these HNIs, interestingly, are less than 40 years old. The startup founders, industrialists, that's the second generation of entrepreneurs. So pricing, yes, there is a demand for it in certain pockets. In certain areas where luxury is being used or termed very loosely or very lucidly, there could be some red flags, there could be some situation of oversupply building up because it may not commensurate with the product may not commensurate or get aligned with the nearby competition or another similar product, which will lead to some slowness or some disturbance in the sales.
Sure, thank you. Thank you for that. So do you want to add?
I have one more point to explain here. Because like we have seen most of the people say that after the COVID, the demand for luxury has gone up. So I will need a correction. I want to make a correction here. After COVID, thanks to my country leadership, that income of everyone, whole country, income has gone up. Because जब पैसा होगा तभी तो बड़ा घर खरीदोगे भाई. सबकी इनकम इतनी बढ़ी, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इतनी आई, रेबल टूरिज्म बढ़ा, रेबल बाइंग बढ़ी हमारे यहाँ, तो सबको बहुत अच्छी मनी जनरेशन कंट्री में मिली। कंट्री में जनरेशन मिली तो हमारे पास पैसा आया, हमारे पुराने घर दुगने हो गए, तो हम अब दुगना लगा के और बड़ा दुगना घर ले रहे हैं। तो इट इज़ बिकॉज कंट्री इनकम हैज़ गॉन अप टोटली. That is why we became 4 trillion economy and today we are 4th largest. It is not because of COVID, because of money generation. We are capable of buying better housing. That is how demand has evolved. So that is the correction I want to make it here.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Adding one more thing. Indians who are living outside India, they are also investing in India. In a simple way, we can say NRI investment is, increasing on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. So before the COVID, the NRI investment was close to 2%, and nowadays it's close to 10%. So जो इंडिया से बाहर इंडियंस रह रहे हैं वो भी लग्जरी हाउसिंग में इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं, and it will keep increasing on a monthly or yearly basis.
That's a very, teams are very excited. Just wanted to raise a very important point, on that. The last 6 to 9 months have been very interesting for all of us, right? We've seen everything all together. You have economic uncertainty, you have a very amusing US president who's issuing statements impacting the equity market every now and then. You have a full-blown trade-related conflict happening around the world. Geopolitical conflicts. We fought a short war with our neighbor a couple of weeks back. We say that luxury as a sector can take care of itself. And this is for you and for others as well. Are you seeing any impact? Is there any fatigue, in the last 6-9 months with all these factors coming together, and the only thing we now need is a pandemic to top it all? Is the sector still completely insulated from external disruptions?
So as far as India is concerned, there will not any effect, because the economy is growing, as Mr. Salil rightly mentioned. Our economy is still growing with the 6.2 to 6.5. That will keep growing for next couple of years also. So there will not be any effect.
Just add on to it. So clearly with the India-Pakistan situation happening around those 2 weeks, we did see a dip in consumption throughout. So across our retail portfolio, we did see lesser footfall, lesser people spending money on. During our sales velocity across all the places we work at, we did see a little dip, but only for those 2 weeks. There was a robust, immediate rebound on that, as in when we got to know that everything is fine and it's going to be fine. Of course, during that, sentiment is like that why would you want to invest in something? What if a war breaks out? You would want to save. The tendency of saving comes into picture. But I think that was also just for a few weeks. That's about it. So India is absolutely a robust economy, and maybe if it was some other country, it probably the impact would have been longer, maybe a month or so, maybe a couple of months. But for us, it was just for a week, and it was amazing to see the complete rebound.
Yeah, please go ahead, please.
I'll just add on to it, Abhinav. In kind of such disruptions, whether luxury real estate remains insulated or not, residential real estate definitely remains insulated. It is my firm belief. And this phenomenon carries on is not only limited to the tier 1 cities, it is extended to tier 2 and tier 3 cities across the country. You may call it because of the huge population, the demand is already there, which is self-sustaining. But at the same time, another reason which I've like to mention here is, we have seen during the last pandemic, every other asset or investment option has seen significant to very significant wealth erosion during the course of the disruption. It was only real estate which had stood the test of time like a rock. And that is what is probably encouraging people to look for more functional homes. I'll not say larger. Of course, larger, there is a need for it. The need is growing. Our numbers show it. But the larger homes does not necessarily mean always have to be a luxury home. But yes, it is a more functional home that people are looking at. So that's why I say is, in terms of any disruption, the demand for housing real estate is likely to remain.
You know, that's an important point, because especially if stocks and mutual funds, they remain volatile because of the external situation, I personally feel there'll be more deployment happening towards luxury. We've all seen how gold has performed in the last 1 year. And today I was reading a very interesting headline from Economic Times, which said house is the new gold. It had some of the most amazing transactions that have taken place in Worli and Tardeo in Bombay, where the per square foot price has gone up to about 2,80,000 rupees. Of course, those are ultra HNIs and owners of corporations, but at least it gives you a benchmark how the market is feeling. Coming to the point of tier 2 cities, that is a very important point. In fact, I was coming to that. It's again a common question to everyone. When you look at cities like Goa, you look at cities like Chandigarh, and there are names like Dehradun and Alibag, etc. These are cities where some of the larger developers also venture into, but then they have their fair share of local developers. They have their own target catchments, local business communities, they have high disposable incomes, etc. What sort of sentiments are we seeing when it comes to luxury in tier 2 cities, especially when it comes to the buyer appetite? How is that different from tier 1 cities? Anyone can take this one.
Yes. So tier 2 and tier 3 is equally very important and very rising silver line you can always see through, because like I said, many people who are accustomed of living there of course Gen Z, they leave the place, go to metros or go to abroad. But now the business at these cities are also flourishing very good because of overall GDP growth, and various different industries are by set up as per the, even many ITs have now setting up in Dehradun, Lucknow, Kanpur, Indore. They have almost 20% of their business they are setting up in tier 2s also. So that business is going leaps and bounds. Similarly, if you see in fact a city like Gorakhpur, 2 years back, a good housing was being sold at 8,000 rupees per square feet, which was higher than the Noida extension or Greater Noida 2 years back. So that is the number coming. Kanpur is very good number is coming. Similarly, Indore, very good numbers are coming. So people are rising, and everywhere there are a certain segment or islands are coming where new Agra, new Kanpur, new Gorakhpur kind of developments are coming up, because everybody wants to upgrade. That is how things are happening. Thank you.
So the main reason is the infrastructure development is happening everywhere, either the metro cities or the tier 2 or tier 3. And because of the infrastructure, the connectivity is becoming more and more smooth. The metro development is there, the railway connectivity is there, the airport connectivity is there. So once the infrastructure is happening, there will be increase of real estate market.
I'll just add on to it. Sorry, sure. You can take it. I'll just add on to it. The bitter truth is that tier 2, tier 3 are not comparable to what we've seen in terms of all the metros. If you compare a basic difference right now in Gurgaon, the highest selling is around 1 lakh rupees per square feet. Right. Noida is not even 1/4 right now. And Noida is not as far away as a tier 2 or tier 3 city from Delhi. So the hard fact is that yes, people's aspirations have increased. People are traveling the world from tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. So they want what is being offered at 1 lakh rupees per square feet as well. But it's a big challenge as operators to provide that at the cost which is feasible and affordable by them. So we need to really understand that sentiment and develop things accordingly. Having said that, the luxury, if you define in a place, let's say, like Chandigarh, the pricing is probably at around 10 to 12,000 rupees per square feet, which is still far lower than Noida. You need to have that, I would say, appetite, holding capacity to be able to build luxury really. You don't have to come for a project today and sell it off within 6 months to a year's time and get done with it. Camellias is a product of last 4-5 years. For the longest time, there was the product was ready, but the occupancy was still around 30-40%. Nobody was buying in. But it's DLF. It's the power of the builder that they're holding on to that asset. And eventually, what we have seen is a success story of luxury that's North India is at least looking up to. So similarly, tier 2, tier 3 cities, be it national players, be it local players, if you really have to build a product that the people appreciate of tier 2, tier 3 cities, there has to be great sensitivity towards the lifestyle choices they want. There has to be a very localized approach to it. I have seen Jain communities making amazing developments in Ludhiana. Very, very small community. They really want to just live together. And the pricing has gone suddenly up because there is no place else that you can afford to buy something like that. So it's a very different approach, and it cannot be put into one basket of looking at it. You have to have that very local flavor to it. While maintaining, of course, the budget constraints, because the pricing cannot go up to 1 lakh rupees per square feet, at least in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't see that happening in any of the tier 2 to tier 3 cities.
I would like to add that we should know what is the exactly definition of luxury. किसी के लिए क्या है, किसी के लिए कुछ और है. Tier 2 cities में अगर आप यहाँ का normal भी देंगे तो उनको शायद उनको luxury लगे. And तो I think location also plays a very big role. Last week मुंबई में I think India का सबसे costliest apartment गया है, 650 CR है if I'm not wrong. तो वही सेम चीज़ आप सेम तरह की चीज़ अगर आप देहरादून में दोगे ऑब्वियसली वो वाली चीज़ तो नहीं, वो वाला प्राइस तो नहीं मिलेगा ना. तो लग्जरी की डेफिनेशन किसके लिए क्या है, क्या वो देख रहा है लग्जरी क्या है, तो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द पर्सपेक्टिव आल्सो आई थिंक.
Just to add to it, again, a slight difference of opinion with due respect to both my developer partners, panelists. See, luxury is not always defined by a price. It is the exclusivity or the exclusiveness or the flexibility to customize several other things which are actually non-negotiable. All these things, when they come together, then probably it becomes luxury. Maybe that is one way of looking at it, apart from the pricing. A 1 lakh rupees square feet in Gurgaon today is definitely an example, or a resale of 650 crores. Primary sale going forward in a couple of months, or maybe by beginning next year, we will be seeing in Mumbai, all the redevelopment projects will be anything between 80,000 to 1.5 or 2 lakh rupees a square feet. Whether they'll be considered luxury, but they'll be in masses. In tier 2 cities, of course, there is a demand for luxury. And as Mr. Goel rightly said, you have to be very sensitive to their local requirements, the social and cultural requirements. And to be successful, you need to have that brand value. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to be a national player, but at the same time, even if you are a local player of that particular city, you have that brand value and the trust that you have earned over the years, you will be able to do well.
No, that's a very important point. And, because luxury cannot be defined by just, as you rightly said, price point. It depends on the quality of development also. Depends on, the larger buyer appetite, how you're able to customize. And there's some fabulous examples of local developers who've been able to do it. Now, within luxury, I would like to go further deeper. And, since we are all aspirational, I want to talk about ultra luxury. That's a new segment that's come up. It was always there. Ultra luxury, I would define as something that's 50 crores and above. Luxury typically is 4 crores and above in cities outside NCR and Mumbai, and 6 crores and above for NCR and Mumbai. Do you want to talk about, what's happening in that segment? Some amazing transactions we're seeing. How are those buyers looking at what the landscape is? Is there any sort of transition happening there?
So those buyers, the ultra luxury, super luxury and over luxury, they are looking for, some ecosystem, like the environmental ecosystem, the wellness ecosystem, and they want low density product. They don't want very high density product, and they want modern amenities. I mean, they don't want to go with, for gym for the outside of the society. They want a society, gym facility within a society campus. They want club with all the, advanced facilities. They don't want to go with out of the society. They want unique experience.
On that, just wanted to highlight, I was going through the offerings of DLF, the Dahlias. I was taken aback. They're building a 50-acre man-made lake so that from the balconies, those special ones who've bought the flats can get those amazing panoramic views. So it's actually phenomenal. It's so interesting to look at. Just two more questions. No debate is over these days until and unless we talk about sustainability. And on sustainability, I always end up losing 90% of the audience in the room. But I heard that there were some eco-friendly luxury homes being launched these days. Godrej is talking about them. Tark is marketing themselves in that manner. Shobha is talking about. Where are we as far as sustainability premiums are concerned? Are buyers willing to pay a premium? We always talk about that in commercial and retail and some of the other segments where we put it on the corporates that are you willing to pay a rental premium? But since this is supposed to be the most informed, I believe the most educated target catchment also, are they really sensitive about sustainability while they are buying luxury homes? Anyone?
Definitely a very good topic indeed, and there should be a lot of discussion on this. As you rightly said, yes, in the commercial sector, we see there at least green buildings or LEED certified buildings, they have a better occupancy and they also command a rental premium. Maybe because of their nature of occupiers, the corporates or the multinationals, they have to be present in such a place where they are able to reduce their carbon footprint or generate enough carbon credits and be ready for 2030. In terms of residential, you see, we at Anarok, we do this biannual consumer sentiment survey. At least the survey shows that there is a rising trend of people who are willing to moderately extend their budget for sustainable developments. These are again a very small section of respondents who are well aware. They are at least able to realize that a small investment or a small premium is going to be offset in the times to come because of either through the reduced electricity bill or the air conditioning bill or the better quality of life, etc. Or the better quality of life not only for them but also for their aging parents or the younger children, those kind of things. It is very difficult to quantify it as of now. Many projects are coming up. We are yet to see how good they will be able to translate the benefits of sustainability.
I think customer point of view say it's a good, self-consciousness ki they are buying luxury and yet they are, contributing to the nature or somehow. If you can explain them ki what ki LEED platinum rating kya hoti hai, I think so. It's a good thing. Self-consciousness buyer agar ho aisa, agar aap usko aisa educate kare, market ko educate kare, so I think it's a good thing.
Real estate investment. Now, any of the three developers, especially to Mr. Jatin, whose company is a listed entity as well as they are a developer. So, when we compare investment as a class, don't you think stock markets or mutual funds are better? At least they have much more liquidity. If I need some amount, I can't sell one bedroom or one kitchen. At least in mutual funds or stocks, I can partly liquidate and I have a liquidity thing. what would you say when we compare the investment class, especially for
Is there a
luxury?
debate between stock market and real estate when the whole room is full of real estate experts sitting out here making a bread winning from real estate industry? I would say clearly the winner will be real estate, but of course it's a bigger debate with multiple factors to it. If I would be an AI-based person talking right now based on purely rational driving things, I would put all my money into stock market. But we are humans. We don't work on logic only, we work on emotions.
Actually, he's not able to say there is a lot of white light here. So I cannot talk about real estate. Okay, thank you.
I can. I think we also have a listed company, but it's an infra segment. फिर भी मैं ये बोलूँगा कि real estate is मतलब it's a obviously it's a सामने आप के पास property है where are you investing? Any day, any given day, hands down, real estate is a good investment.
If I have one house of my own to stay, my second investment should be in markets or in property.
See, gentlemen, the Indian by average, they invest in real estate, gold, stock market, and now things.
Bitcoin also.
Money will be diverted to these 4 areas always. Water is definitely there. So education, people are investing a lot. Then your real estate, gold and stock markets. All will flourish, including.
So but as a wise investor once said, you have to diversify your portfolio. So you can't really put all your eggs in one basket.
Now, adding this, Palash, so if you invest in mutual funds, you will get ROI, return on investment. And if you invest in real estate, you will get ROI plus ROE, return on equity. And real estate is a physical, and tangible assets. I suggest you should invest in real estate rather than the intangible assets.
You need to have luck, basically.
Chalo, hello. He has told he is asking last question. He has indicated. Let's
that's
move
it.
ahead.
I think we are done with this session. Thank you so much to all our fellow panelists, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you so very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, can we have a bigger applause for our panelists, for our moderator? Now, I would like to request Palash sir to please join us on stage and do present the mementos to all our panelists and moderator. We would like to start first with Mr. Jatin Goel, ED Omex. Everyone, a big round of applause. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights with us. Now we request Palash sir to present the memento to Mr. Vibhor Tyagi, Managing Director, VVIP Group. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. Now everyone, Mr. Salil Kumar, Director, CRC. Thank you so much, Salil sir. We just see the white light and we so are going to focus on the evening time. Thank you for your thoughts. Now, everyone, a big round of applause and to Mr. Deepak Mishra, Director and Head North India Residential Services at Colliers India. Thank you. Mr. Ashim Chowdhury, Senior VP Research and Advisory Services, Anarok. And now, of course, to our moderator, Mr. Abhinav Joshi, Head of Research for CBRE India, Middle East and North Africa. Now I would like to request our panelists and moderator to please line up yourself for one group photograph. We request you, please, all of you to please come forward. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, our second panel discussion is done here, which means we are all set for our third, or I must say the final panel discussion. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a big round of applause for all of them. Thank you. Do enjoy the evening with us. Okay, everyone. The topic for the final discussion at R&M Podium is Commercial Real Estate India Calling. And to moderate this session, now I would like to request Mr. Yogeshwar Sharma, Chief of Business Development and Leasing DLF. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause for him? Come on everyone, we request all of you to please settle down yourself. This is going to be the final and important panel discussion of this evening. We have the moderator with us, Mr. Yogeshwar Sharma. Now it's our time to welcome our panelists up on stage. Let us all welcome Mr. Deepak Kapoor, Director, Gulshan Group. Everyone, a big round of applause for him. I request Deepak sir to please join us on stage. Next we have Surabhi Gupta, Executive Director, Commercial Leasing and Advisory, Anurag Group. Come on everyone, a big round of applause for her. Well, we have one more lady on the panel. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Sakshi Goel, Associate Executive Director, Retail, CBRE. Everyone, a big round of applause. And Mr. Deepak Yadav, CXO and Chief Business Development Officer, Shoppers Stop Limited. Now, I would like to request Yogeshwar sir to please run the session. Over to you.
So, good evening, everyone. So, we'll start with, though we already have a brief introduction, may I request, please, my panelists to introduce yourselves, because every year I meet them, their designation improves, no? And the area of responsibility increases every year. So, I don't want to do, I want to do justice to the designation and the area of responsibility. I'll request Deepak to start with.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Deepak Yadav. I look after the business development and international business for Shoppers Stop. We are the leading department store chain in India since last 32 years. And we run one of the most sought after beauty brands in India, including a brand like Crossword, Homestop and Intune. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sakshi Goel. I'm an Associate Executive Director with CBRE. CBRE is a Fortune 500 American real estate firm, and I look after their retail consulting business for North and West India. Thank you.
Surabhi, over to you.
Good evening, everybody.
Louder. Let's keep.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Surabhi Gupta. I lead the commercial leasing and advisory business at Anurag for North. Very excited to be here.
Deepak ji.
Hello. Good evening. My name is Deepak Kapoor. I run a real estate firm called Gulshan Homes. I'm a professor of group housing and a student of retail.
Wow.
So as a student of retail, I choose these panels that there'll be a lot of learning. We entered into as a diversification into the commercial real estate, but the learning is tough. So I said, why not to sit with the industry stalwart and understand what is the gamut of retail so that we could gain something and adopt certain situations and certain solutions being provided by these eminent experienced panelists into my commercial real estate. Thank you very much.
So nice of you, Deepak ji. I mean, no, it's not that tough. We make it look tough. Yeah. Yeah. So, all of us, like especially me, I am a shopping center professional. I don't know much about office, retail, commercial, but I have Surabhi with us, which is like expert on offices. So, we all had seen that there was a great dip, a huge dip in the commercial real estate after COVID, and offices were not doing very well. People had started work from home. But in last 3 years, my association with DLF now clearly shows that there is a big uptake. Surabhi, I mean, any thoughts on how has it grown over the last 2 years, and what is the projection for next 3 to 5 years?
I think one of the most exciting things is the size of the market. The commercial real estate business today is at about 900 million square feet and inching towards to be a billion square feet market by the turn of the decade. That's the size of the Indian market. And we've been going great guns on the absorption. So post-COVID, Yogeshwar, there's been a resurgence on the commercial leasing side. So we've seen absorption close to 85 million square feet across the country.
It's a big number. Huh?
That's a massive number.
And at good rates, I believe.
Yes. So so it's not just the size of the market that's increased. It's also the average values, the average rental values, because most of the commercial.
Can you give us some comparison? I mean.
So Just to give you a simple stat, in the last quarter, just the last quarter, we've clocked in about 18 million, which is a 5% increase year on year. Okay. So almost every quarter, we're seeing an increase in the absorption. And one of the most, the entire office market is driven by tech and BFSI, but the function that's really driving this market today is the GCC segment. And, gone are the days when companies would set up global contact centers in India from a cost saving standpoint. That's a thing of the past. Today they come to India for the quality of talent, which is unmatched anywhere in the world. We have the highest number of STEM graduates across the country. And that is something which is really driving this business, because they come to India to seek and set up R&D centers, innovation centers, centers of excellence. A byproduct of that is the demand. Not just the demand, it's also they're actively seeking very, very high quality real estate assets. So in a response to that, developers are looking at upgrading their product offering. And I think the entire industry is maturing as product.
Thank you. Thank you, Surabhi.
Thank you.
Sakshi, what's your take on retail resurgence? Their uptake, there are enough brands, enough supply, or there is a gap you see, and how do you see it in next 3 to 4 years?
So, I just think the last couple of years has been fantastic for retail, and even the outlook looks extremely positive. While, we hear about the fact that the last year growth was a little stunted compared to the years before, but we also had really high benchmarks that we were comparing it to. So post-pandemic, the growth across segments was good, barring a few which I think have experienced disruption, like the multiplex business. But, there's so many new categories that are experiencing exponential growth. So I think everyone realizes in the D2C segment that offline presence is extremely important. So we're seeing a lot of D2C brands that are coming offline, and this is not only in larger cities, but also smaller cities. And I have a colleague in the audience who's here from Lucknow. So just to share that we get so many requirements in smaller cities as well for D2C brands, new brands. Similarly, even on the F&B side or on the designer side, the luxury side, I think there's a lot of demand. So quality real estate is constantly in demand. Curated real estate is constantly in demand. Developers who are putting in a thought into their development about, say, the next 3 to 4 to 5 years is something that I feel there's a lot of potential.
I completely agree with her. And there are so many brands entering into India asking for the spaces, and there are no quality spaces. So there's a huge gap in the demand supply. Only one point here it is that the retail business is slightly different. You need so many people every day to come in to spend so much money every day. So sometimes the real estate sentiment has to change a little bit. In residential, you sell it once and it's over. For office, you lease it once and it's over. For retail, it's never over. By the time you close 12 o'clock at night, next day morning is again a new struggle to bring in so many people every day. So I have Deepak with me from Shopper Stop, and needless to mention, all of us are strong believer in offline because we survive and thrive on offline. You have how many Shopper Stops now?
111.
111 Shopper Stops, brick and mortar. And how many beauty portfolio?
So we run the Estee Lauder piece in India, and we also run brand like Armani, Prada, beauty in India. So we have close to
one-stop solution for all beauty problems. One stop. I'll give you his number just now. So please feel free.
150 beauty doors.
150 beauty doors. And we're talking about Estee Lauder group, which has MAC, Clinique, Estee Lauder.
They are all part of all premium mall, including DLF Mall of India.
Yeah. And so, you are still opening more Shopper Stops?
See what has happened, Yogeshwar. In the COVID period, everybody said how the offline will going to continue and the people will move online. But after COVID, as Sakshi rightly mentioned, the demand has really changed. As I was listening to the first session about where Abhinav was talking about premium residential, same way, 2 segments are growing in India today. If you see pyramid, on the top of the pyramid, luxury has one niche customer, and premium is where customer is moving. Or second set of customers, Gen Z, young customers who is not bothered about quality, they're moving to value. So mid segment is not selling in India. What is selling is premium is selling or lower value is selling.
Yeah.
So we have decided to go premium.
Okay.
And Shoppers Stop, as a positioning today we have taken in market, will be a premium department store. A family of 4 doing well in his life is my customer.
Wow.
We have realized that Gen Z is not my customer. For Gen Z, we have a brand called Intune, which is more on fashion, which gives you 3 wash.
So Intune, they have launched a new brand called Intune, which is at the base level.
So which is in the mall of Gentleman's Student of Retail, in his mall, Intune is there. So, and many other malls next to GIP mall.
And
also
I'm sure
Intune.
I have seen some like huge change in the Shoppers Stop, that the way they are carrying out the fit out, the look and feel, and the positioning of the shop.
So as I said, customer has grown, and not only customer has grown in metro cities, it has also grown in tier 2 cities. Thankfully, everything is available on mobile. So when you want to buy any product, you do lots of research, and that happens on cell phone.
Yeah.
So the customer sitting in Shillong or customer sitting in Patna is equally aware about what is sold in Delhi or what is sold in Bombay. So gone are the days where you can sell 2 different kind of products. The product offering has to be changed. Secondly, in the same city, growth is quite strong. Like market like Noida, Gurgaon, to give a relevant example, Gurgaon, which is the highest CAGR in India today, is becoming a cluster. Noida is becoming a cluster. If you see a decade back, there was only one mall, the GIP mall, and used to end up in GIP mall. Today, Noida alone has 5 to 6 good malls. And I think the way Noida is growing, Noida extension is growing, every cluster will have a mall.
Yeah.
So I think in the same market, lots of growth is happening. There is a repeat sale demand online also, which we are fulfilling. But in the same store, growth is phenomenal. Customer here had deep pockets. He's looking for quality of service, so which we are able to give. And customer believes in loyalty. So even when he's going, what special, advantage he has to go to a Shoppers Stop or he has to go to Apple. So we run a loyalty program called First Citizen.
Yeah, it's one of the best loyalty programs called First Citizen. Yeah.
So point redemption and like privilege, like personal shopper lounge, you can go in the lounge, you can have the curated products. So I think the lots of things in India, what we saw a decade back has changed, and customer is well versed, well aware, and we see better quality customer coming in shopping center versus, unlike lots of brand, a huge success in high street, but I see a huge success for us in malls.
Yeah.
Our 80% of stores are still in malls, and especially a million plus mall, the kind of throughput it is generating in that ecosystem, I think we are doing much better.
Okay. Thank you. Coming to you, Deepak ji, I mean, you have created such a boutique, good retail environment in 129. So what are the learnings there?
Lot of learnings.
I know, I mean, we started with
even today also.
Yeah.
We started with the thought process that yes, we will diversify and venture into retail. So since we are a strong real estate player, we delivered a good real estate.
Yes, very nice.
And we suffered due to COVID because COVID happened in between the construction life cycle. When we planned, we learned from all the IPCs, all the consulting and all that, and everybody suggested, don't go before start a sale or don't sell this asset.
Yeah.
Make it a leasable asset.
For once they were right.
Yes, and leasable asset. We started, did the financial closure exactly as been guided by all the IPCs.
Yeah.
But the COVID happened and my financial partner had no money to pay me.
Oh.
So I was stuck midway and there was no other way. So then I have to take a hard decision, and then I sold one floor. The asset needs to be completed.
Yes.
The structure remains a structure. It doesn't yield anything.
Yes.
So that was the wrong thing happened with our group as far as the first retail is concerned.
Yes.
So I learned a hard way. So come what may, we completed that asset. The asset has gone really done well.
Very well. I mean, it's a very good
What
asset.
happened is, again, post-COVID, all the retailers were little bit shy in coming up at that new location, expansion. And then the new concept came. The developer has to pay the capex. So
who advised you that? I hope not IPCs, no?
It's better I should not name it here. But all industry
industrial stalwarts, they call it.
Yes. They said that capex is a very essential segment of it.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm willing to put in capex. I put in capex.
Yeah, it should
some
make a
mixed
business
reactions, good and bad, actually.
Yeah.
So we could fill the centers with some brands. Some are doing good, some are not doing good.
Yeah.
So that was a learning, and that's how I said that I'll invite all the panelists here that help me fill with the right product. I have done a lot of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. some A's are hanging, some B's are going down. I want everything to be streamlined so that my mall should start running in the right perspective. What is my basic learning is what I have learned today and which we have started doing a couple of months back is ultimately how people will line up in my shopping center, which we have delivered is that if there is a footfall, everybody will fall in line.
Yes.
So we have started concentrating how to bring in footfall, quality footfall. The demographics are very right. The catchment area is fantastic,
superb.
fantastic, very strong. Somehow we were not being able to concentrate on marketing strategies and creating an experiential time environment for the people to come and spend time, which we have now analyzed may be one of the right thing to do it.
Yes.
And we have started investing in those areas of marketing and interacting and creating a lot of events and festivities.
Yes.
A lot of new innovation ideas are starting in for the last couple of months, and I see there is a traction of footfall increase.
Absolutely.
And I believe that yes, in coming 3 to 6 months, and
this Diwali season,
yes, I think we'll be able to refurbish, refix, and make sure that the mall starts running in the right perspective. And I'll invite all these panelists to come and visit and help me making the right choices. Thank you.
No, very rightly said. I mean, retail, especially shopping centers, are a product of art and science. I mean, science you can learn, but art comes with a lot of effort. And it's not an easy asset class. One has to really work very hard. And one thing which most of us come from the real estate background. So we just make a shopping center and say, "Hamara kaam ho gaya." And now retailers have to sell it. But retailers come कि mall चलेगा तो मैं चलूँगा. It's the other way around. अगर retailer चलेगा तो mall चलेगा. Otherwise mall doesn't sell anything. So we will keep talking, but from the audience, if there's anything you want to ask and utilize us better, it is better that you ask the questions because all of these are very well versed with anything. Anything you want to say, ask, share? नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है ना?
Yogeshwar, if I may, I wanted to add another dimension to what Deepak ji just said. What you said is of course, so true for the retail shopping centers, but we're seeing a similar, surge in the office space as well because all the offices are now catering to the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha. And, even from an office development standpoint, it's not just B2B anymore. We have to take it to the next level, which is the B2B2C. And really integrating, and creating mixed-use developments where employees are not just going and visiting the office by compulsion, but they really enjoy going there. So offices being created where they're able to invite their friends, they will be able to invite their family to spend some time in the evening. So that's really the whole resurgence of the mixed-use development that we are seeing. And some of the developers in this region and across the country have done a really great job at that. And we're hoping that that is something which continues.
So, I mean, I learned two things recently. One is the D2C, I mean, direct to consumers. So, all the online players used to say that mall and shop has limitations because so many people can come, whereas online is unlimited. People can buy from anywhere. But I'm very pleasantly surprised to see that now D2C players are saying that online has limitations. Beyond that, they cannot grow. They have tried their best. Now they need to open stores. So all the D2C brands now are opening stores on the real estate. That's a very big learning. Second, office amenities. I mean, there are offices and there are amenities below. The quality of amenities will decide the occupier above. This is a great learning for me. We have, like in DLF has a very nice office building in Chennai called Taramani. And it's very beautifully designed. And the retail below or the F&B below is also fantastic. Like we have Cyber Park in Gurgaon or Atrium Place which is coming up. And the rentals are so good that it's almost reaching the retail. I mean, not exact the retail levels, but very, very good rentals. Like Cyber Hub is a very good example. It's the amenity space for all the offices above. So if we start focusing on mixed-use development where office amenities are also given some seriousness, it can translate into good yield on the office rentals above. So anything you want to add? Otherwise, we will wind up. One last point, I mean, if you want to add.
So, just on that point, I would like to stress that all developers need to view it as amenity.
Yeah.
Something that will help them increase the amenity to the people coming in. Okay. It's not another source of income. But that
income तो रखना पड़ेगा because.
But that needs to be looked at to increase the office rental.
Yes.
Increase the conveniences, attractiveness of your office space, and that monetization
should be on the reasonable basis.
Should be on the reasonable basis. So that is where the challenge that we face, unless a building is completely occupied or pre-committed, as consultants, it's very difficult to get brands on board for the amenity area unless it's in a really good residential catchment. If it's only based on captive audience to get the right kind of mix in.
Yeah, so I agree with her. I mean, many times no, on the amenity spaces, the rentals are so high that we do not get the right amenity and it ultimately affects the building above. So one has to see holistically the overall business plan. One point I just want to add is that there are destination malls, big malls, and then there are neighborhood centers. So both are equally important and they work beautifully well. So sizing of the shopping center is also very, very important when you plan a shopping center. That's what I just want to highlight because there's many micro markets coming up within Noida, within Gurgaon. Earlier there was one big mall and there was nothing around. Now there's smaller, like 100,000 square feet, 1.5 lakh square feet of such micro markets, and they each start cannibalizing each other. So one has to be very sure about the positioning of what we are planning to do and not get disappointed later on कि मैंने गलत कर दिया. Surabhi, last points.
Yeah, I think extending to what Sakshi mentioned about having retail as an amenity, I think what developers are also doing now is spending a lot of focus and energy on activating the space. You know, so whether it's through retail amenities, whether it's through the entire visitor management, creating basically adding a layer of hospitality over the brick and mortar.
She's so right. I mean, no, अगर ये बात समझ में आ जाए ना, ये आसान है, समझ में नहीं आती. कि there's a very interesting book called Unreasonably Hospitable by Will Gidera. I mean, this is the world's best restaurant, and he has written this book. The author had a restaurant in the US. It's called Unreasonably. Now, hospitable is normal. वो सारे हैं हम आजकल. You have to be unreasonably hospitable to the consumers, and not to your consumers, the consumers of the mall or the. I recommend that if you can read this book, I mean, you will understand that what we are trying to say.
That's a great point. Thank you.
Thank you. Deepak ji, आपको हमने कुछ नहीं बताया, सिखा नहीं पाए हम, आपसे सीख सकते हैं. Anything you want to?
No, I have learned a lot.
Thank you.
And I'll try to be unreasonable, hospitable.
Yes.
And see
so,
if
दो वर्ड याद रखने सर. Irrationally optimism. देखो rationally optimism हो नहीं सकते. आज अगर इकोनॉमी की सिचुएशन देख लें या वॉर की सिचुएशन देख लें तो आदमी जी ना पाए. पानी की सिचुएशन अगर समझ में आ जाए ना तो पानी पिए ना आदमी. वर्ल्ड में क्या होना, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग अगर समझ जाए तो शायद बहुत बुरा हाल हो जाए. लेकिन we have to be irrationally optimism. That no, rationally it cannot be planned, but irrationally we have to be optimistic.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We stop here. Salil ji. आ रही है सर, हमें आ रही है, हमारे तक आ रही है.
हेलो, यस आ गई जी. हमारा सवाल है, इतने अच्छे पैनल हैं, सभी में से जो भी मन करे आंसर दे दें.
जी सर.
जी उनसे पूछ ले. ठीक.
सवाल ठीक पूछो, बाकी हम देख लेंगे.
अच्छा, सवाल हमारा ये है जनाब कि एक तरफ तो हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि अपना हमारी जो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड रिटेल ग्रोथ है
जी सर
करीब 10% के आसपास है.
जी सर, कुछ लोग 8 कहते हैं, कोई 12 कहते हैं. 10 ले सकते हैं.
10 के आसपास है और हम 30% पहुंच रहे हैं 4-5 साल में.
जी सर.
और फिर 70-80 पहुंचेंगे. और नोएडा का मार्केट अभी मैं 20,000 करोड़ का पकड़ लूँ रिटेल का.
जी सर.
और 40,000-50,000 तो होगा ही.
जी सर.
तो उसमें ऑर्गेनाइज रिटेल दिख कहाँ रहा है इतना?
अभी है ही नहीं, तभी तो स्कोप है.
हाँ, अभी जो एक ही जगह है वो 4-5 हजार करोड़ तो वही कर रहा है साल का. तो बाकी 20-25-30 हजार करोड़ की सप्लाई अगले 2-3 साल में वो भी आज जनरेशन जी तो ए ग्रेड में ही जाती है.
जी सर.
बी में या सी में जाना ही नहीं पसंद कर रहे. तो इतनी तो सप्लाई कहीं दिख ही नहीं रही है. तो दीपक जी जैसे लोग तो ठाठ से बैठे हैं, थोड़े टाइम में 1-2 साल बाद आराम करेंगे कि भाई सप्लाई नहीं दिख रही अच्छे मटेरियल की. तो मुझे कहीं पे
सर
तो इस पे कमेंट ये चाहूंगा कि इतना मिसमैच पूरे इंडिया में दिख रहा है.
जी सर.
तो उतनी तो मुझे सप्लाई नजर नहीं आ रही, तो कैसे बैलेंस होगा?
सर आप लोगों का मैं व्यू
हाँ, तो इसमें जानना चाहूंगा साक्षी जी का इसका कि where is this A plus grade supply or experiential supply in especially metros or prominent city. So because generation जी तो मेरी तैयार होती जा रही है, job है, economy है, everything is going double triple everything.
वो तो assured है.
हाँ, वो तो assured है, growth is there. But where is the place? So how the brands will accommodate? Where will otherwise every will be falling in line here to enter in nearby mall only. So that is how we are planning. क्या दिख रहा है फ्यूचर सप्लाई वास्तव में नहीं दिख रही है मुझे तो
जी सर
अच्छे ग्रेड की
पर मेरे को लगता है सर सलील जी यही तो
लेट देम आंसर इट सर आप दोनों चीज कर रहे हो जो चलो हाँ
हाँ मतलब बिल्कुल ठीक आपने ठीक आंसर किया लेकिन मैं इसको थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करूंगा
यस यस योगेश्वर यस यस प्लीज सभी पैनल से मैं चाहूंगा बिकॉज मुझे बड़ा बैफलिंग होता है रिटेल में कि हाउ विल दिस विल मैच exactly down the line 4 years if you talk about when your generation is on full blast your generation millennium is also full blast to buy where will be they will go on the weekends
जी सर
that is the question
सर आप बिल्कुल आपका सवाल बहुत बढ़िया सवाल है कि यहाँ पे इतने सारे ब्रांड्स एंटर कर रहे हैं जिन मॉल्स में मैं काम कर रहा हूँ वहाँ पर एक स्पेस के पीछे एटलीस्ट 3 या 4 ब्रांड वेट कर रहे हैं टू गेट द राइट स्पेस और उसी से हमारी थोड़ी सी वो हो जाती है कि हम रेट बढ़ा देते हैं या हम कहते हैं कि अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है सो ये पावर सेंटर्स बन जाते हैं अब ये पावर सेंटर्स बने रहे बहुत बढ़िया बात है गुड लक टू देम बट छोटे छोटे जो नेबरहुड सेंटर्स आ रहे हैं उनका बनना बहुत ज़रूरी है और वो बन रहे हैं आप देखेंगे जहाँ भी बनता है वो बहुत जल्दी भर जाता है जैसे अभी मैं एक ऑब्जर्व कर रहा हूँ ये सेक्टर 50 में जो बना एक हाई स्ट्रीट वो बनने से पहले भर गया है मतलब वो ओसी पता नहीं बाद में मिला है पहले मिला है वो दुकानें भी खुल गई हैं उसके अंदर तो रिटेलर्स और रेडी टू एक्सपैंड क्वालिटी स्पेसेस नहीं है और धीरे धीरे जो आएंगे वो भरते चले जाएंगे
मैं वहां भी जाके टेस्ट किया है लेकिन जनरेशन जी को तो सुपर ए प्लस चाहिए आज दे नीड वेरी गुड स्पेस टू स्पेंड देयर वीकेंड्स बिकॉज आज के दिन में क्या जनरेशन जी दे डो नॉट गो टू मामा चाचा's हाउस ऑन द वीकेंड दे डोंट हैव प्लेस
पहचानते भी नहीं
वेयर टू गो दैट इज द इशू So we need a very good supply of A-grade spaces, large spaces, experiential spaces, rather social, elegant spaces. That is in shortage. That's in shortage.
आपका तो बहुत अच्छा स्पेस आ रहा है, I'm sure वो इंशाल्लाह बहुत अच्छा.
वो तो भरी जाएगा, वो तो बहुत छोटा स्पेस है. That's not worried about. We need much larger. We need much larger spaces. That is I want to.
Salil ji, what you said is right. See, Salil, to be fair to Yogeshwar. DLF has become a power center. तो 10 साल पहले हमने इनके साथ मैक्स साइन किया था 150 रुपए में आज रिन्यूअल हो रहा है 1500 रुपए में अब देख रहे हैं रेट कहाँ पहुंचा है 15 1 0 2 0 ऐड हो गए 1 0 1500 हो गया रेट अभी साइन किया लास्ट वीक
सो ये शायद कुछ गलतफहमी है इसको अभी रहने देते हैं
आई थिंक सर ये जनरेशन जी के सबकी रिटर्न भी चेक करते हैं
क्लस्टर में ऐसा नहीं है ग्रोथ नहीं आ रहा इफ यू सी द लेवल ऑफ F&B has come on Noida Expressway in last 5 years. I have not seen. And that sector 50 which Aditya Builder has built, today West Side has opened. They are doing 5 crore monthly sale from a high street, mean market didn't have a product. Same way when you are developing a product in your cluster, it will do very well. Like Aditya is doing a second development opposite Skymark. We have a shopper stop in Skymark. I just opened, I said I had nothing, I'll open.
It was a very big decision to open a shopper stop in a high street.
19,000 carpet, 6 crore a month. So there is a real potential and I think eventually on Noida Expressway there is a potential to do 2 million plus of malls and I know people who are developing, they're in planning stage. So 2 big malls eventually will come. IKEA is very serious. I met the IKEA team. They're doing a 1 million center at sector 50.
Yeah.
So eventually in next 3 years, 4 years I see at least 2 million square feet of grade A plus retail real estate including yours is adding in Noida.
Yeah. दीपक जी आप कुछ ऐड करना चाहेंगे रियल एस्टेट में भी और वैसे भी
नो रियल एस्टेट की बिकॉज सलील वाज आस्किंग वेयर द स्पेसेस सो इफ यू वांट अ स्पेसिफिक वेरी स्पेसिफिक आंसर देन आई वुड से दैट लास्ट 3 months Noida authority has offered 5 to 8 large size commercial spaces on auction for us to grab and some of my friends have already applied and taken those. Now, you know, the underdeveloped sector 32 in Noida, that is up again for relaunching. Noida Authority is actually working on it. And very shortly, that will be the stock in the block. So sector 32 is coming. So there are many areas identified by Noida Authority in Noida where the supply potential is there. Large size developers having experience.
Even the regional players from like South and Bombay,
They're also coming in here. So there is a demand. The supply chains are being open. And last week, I think we had a discussion with the CEO Noida Authority, where all this we discussed that what is the future for commercial real estate, office absorption, as well as housing stock going further in Noida. So there was a discussion. I think we all stakeholders are actively discussing and trying to provide more stocks on the block in Noida itself.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. So we'll stop here. A big round of applause for my friends here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. This was a quite good session for all of us and quite interactive, I have to say. So one more time, a big round of applause for them. Okay, now I would like to request Mr. Salil Kumar, Director CRC. Salil sir, after asking such an amazing question to all our panelists, we need you to please come up on the stage to present the mementos to all of them. Everyone, a big round of applause for Salil sir. Come on. Okay, starting first with Mr. Deepak Kapoor, Director, Gulshan Group. Salil sir, please present the memento on behalf of Realtynmore, the entire team. Next we have Surabhi Gupta, Executive Director, Commercial Leasing and Advisory, and Rock Group. Thank you so much. Now we request Salil sir to present the memento to Sakshi Goel, Associate Executive Director, Retail, CBRE. Thank you, ma'am. Now to the next, Mr. Deepak Yadav, CXO and Chief Business Development Officer, Shoppers Stop Limited. Thank you, Deepak sir. And now it's time for our moderator, Mr. Yogeshwar Sharma, Chief of Business Development, Leasing, DLF. Thank you so very much, Yogeshwar sir, for running such an interactive session. Now we would like to request all our panelists and moderator, everybody to please come forward for the group photograph. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, all of our 3 panel discussion sessions are done here. Thank you once again to all the panelists, all our moderators. Thank you so much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for them. Okay, on that note, before we take this evening forward with a quite good discussion where the drinks and dinners will be on for all of you, let us all take this moment to say thank you once again to each one of you for taking your time out and joining us here. This is going to be a very special moment for all of us, because with this we can say proudly that we actually concluded our 6th edition of R&M Podium. Once again, a biggest thanks to all our sponsors, to all our associate partners. This couldn't be possible because of your support. For a moment, a special note of appreciation. Definitely we would like to add on all the names. We would like to say thank you once again to our sponsors, our co-powered sponsor DLF, Omex and SKA Group, our associated sponsors CRC, Max Estate, Nirala, Pratik Group and VVIP. We are also grateful for our supporting sponsor Yamuna Express Industrial Development Authority, Mixon and Gulshan. And ladies and gentlemen, whenever we talk about this kind of entire event, a huge team literally work hard for that. And I think for the moment, we would like to give our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed partners for the R&M Podium. We would like to introduce you, and we would like to say thank you to our event partners, Circus Inn, our PR partners, ICCPL, outdoor partner, Tag Talk, digital news partner, Mojo Patrakar, and Global Growth Forum. Once again, everybody, this is your host, Ekta Tiwari. We hope that we all have a great discussion. Now we will be opening the floor for all of you. Do enjoy the drinks, do enjoy your dinner, and let's have a great evening. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you.